Ooh, I got one.
Yeah.
Ready? It's like Nickelback. Like secretly you love Nickelback, but you just don't. You're afraid to admit it publicly.
Just I mean, I don't mind Nickelback. I don't think they're as shit as Mike makes them out to be.
That's because you got buttholes for ears. Tell your little AI. Tell your little AI program to make that one up, Levy.
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them. And Jed Vargo. He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either. So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say transform and roll out. And enjoy the show.
Yeah, 10 pots, 10 bots. Levy, the Comemuppets are coming.
You say Comemuppets?
Yeah, the Comemuppets.
The Comemuppets.
Jim Henson's Comemuppets.
welcome to episode 158.
Comemuppets. Jim Henson's Comemuppets.
My mouth couldn't handle another letter N. It was too much for
Comuffins.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, episode 158 of the Blackout and Shout show. Good evening or good morning. 158. Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I hope that we've found you well. And to my digital corner, the one and only, the funniest member of the show, Levy Curry. Let's have a round of applause for Levy Curry.
Oh, you damn right.
How are you doing this evening, Levy Curry?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I had a shitty last 2 days at work, but you know.
Yeah. So. Work usually is pretty shitty. Yeah,
but this was shittiness of my own making. So
I've come to be calling Tuesdays second Mondays.
Yeah.
What's about second Monday?
Yeah, because it feels like it most of the time.
Yeah.
And to my digital ping pong, the one and only, the internet celebrity, Mr. Michael Kincaid. Round of applause for everyone. Michael Kincaid, everyone.
What's going on, people?
How you doing this evening, Michael Kincaid?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good.
Are you feeling a little relieved and happy now that the whole election season's over and you're not as swamped at work?
Yeah, that among other things. Like, I'm glad it's over for... Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. As long as it doesn't get out of control, busy, where, like, the boss is getting to that point where I want to bury a hatchet in the back of his head. Like, that kind of busy is not terrible, you know? Like, when it's just, like, pop, one after another, you know, before you know it, it's 4:30 and you're out of there in a half an hour. Yeah. Sometimes when it gets a little too... not chill, but just steady or a little slow at work or whatever, man, them days take a long time. I was just so annoyed with it all. Both sides, all sides, I was so annoyed with it. I'm like, man, you know, because they were mostly
fucking ad about fucking some kid getting raped in a fucking hospital. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
A mental hospital. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. How much airtime did you pay for this? Like it's like every fucking ad.
Too much. No other products could advertise during that time. Like I was I was starting to forget what stuff was when I was going out to the grocery store. Yeah, I'm glad that's over. I'm glad most of the social media bullshit's over. Although I did a pretty good job of just like, hiding shit I didn't want to see.
Good.
Yeah, hiding is great. Hiding is great. Nobody ever knows.
Stay in the foxhole.
Some guy out there right now listening to Make America Great Again hat on. Going, you know what? Come to think of it, I haven't heard from Mike in a long time. He hasn't liked any of my shit in years, man. Yeah, I'm glad all that's basically pretty much over with for the most part.
Well, good. So how will we go? Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait.
You're gonna wait?
I'll do that. I guess it's almost like
sound eager to speak. You sound eager to speak.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. Go ahead.
I figured we start with Levy, because he's usually, short on the Comemuppets. Levy,
he's never short on Comemuppets.
What'd you get this past couple of weeks, Levy?
Almost got fired at work.
Oh, that sounds like a great story. Please tell.
Yeah. No, I fucked up. I fucked up at work, and I only had a corrective action given.
Oh, did someone die?
No.
Did you murder someone?
No, I didn't murder anyone.
Oh,
so
did you leave someone at the dump and never came back to get them?
No.
Oh,
no. But
tell us what happened.
No, I don't think I can. But
did you take somebody's sandwich in the refrigerator at work?
No.
Did you shit in the refrigerator at work?
Jesus Christ, no.
Did you?
No, I ended up.
Did you yell at a client?
No.
Oh.
I allowed a pallet of product to ship that wasn't supposed to, and for reasons. And yeah, so it was kind of a big deal, but You're
the reason why there was you're the reason why there was that recall the other day.
No.
A box of dildos got dropped on the porch of a convent somehow because
what's this?
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know Kraft made these. I was expecting a pallet of macaroni and cheese. Dear Lord.
Toothbrushes.
Okay.
Why do the nuns sound like your wife for her?
I don't know. All women sound like my wife. It's like a filter. Whenever female speaks, that's what they sound like.
I think that says a lot about you, Judd.
It does, honestly. Yeah.
So
imagine in Jed's head, when the Charlie Brown teacher, where all the that's what they all sound like, except instead of sounding like the teacher,
that's what it is.
One voice.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, unless they're speaking Japanese, they're not going konnichiwa. Oh yeah, it's like they just sound normal then.
Every language. Imagine if the women in every language sounded like that.
Ciao.
¿Qué pasa?
So, all right. So you almost got fired, but you just got you got written up. That's good to know. Well, don't ever let it happen again.
Mm-hmm. No, I never make the same mistake twice. I just make all new ones. I got an electric screwdriver set, like a small electric screwdriver set.
I didn't know they still made those. That's cool.
Yeah, it was on sale on Amazon, and I figured, if I'm going to be building PCs more in the future, might be nice to have. And for other things. Let's see here. I didn't get any figures. But I do want to share with you some stuff something that Nate did for me.
Mm.
He customized one of his like I bought one of those Mythic Legions horses for my. Remember that Wild West Ghost Rider that I did? That custom figure that I made how long back? Well,
I could forget. I almost fucking killed myself laughing over that. The one show. Well, I was saying about what was Mike saying? Mike, you know how Mike would do the speed art videos and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, oh, you should do the speed art. You're like, Amazon search horse.
Well, in this case, I bought it off a Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay. Almost choked on my hoagie that time.
Oh, okay. I think I vaguely remember that now.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I bought one of these Mythic Legions horses. It's just like this one of these new ones that came out named Phobos, which is like kind of like an undead horse that has like a skeletal head. He's all black and shit, right? But Nate told me a while back that he might be able to find, because like I guess the mane and the tail on these Mythic Legions horses are removable, and so one of the first horses that they released was like this flaming horse. It's like it was painted red and yellow and shit like that, and had like a flaming mane and tail, and hooves and shit. And so Nate said he could actually probably find somebody willing to trade for those parts for me. So he did, and so I shipped the Phobos horse figure to his house, and he did it up for me. He actually went above and beyond and color matched the paint and painted the legs, because he actually got the flaming hooves too, and he painted up parts of it so that it color matched the black on the horse, because the flaming horse was all red, so like the lower legs are all red and everything, right? So he actually painted them black and color matched it and everything.
Cool.
And then he did some custom work on the bridle and everything like that, and it looks really good. He actually, as we were talking, he literally just sent me photos of the finished horse, and so I am going to share them with you.
Awesome.
Ooh, look at that thing.
This is what the horse originally looked like. This is a close-up shot of the original horse, and then the others here are what he did. So, and yeah, it looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, that thing's pretty dope.
Nate, and in the first picture that you can see the red flaming horse there too, and you can see where he color matched and painted it up on the lower legs there. So
I originally was going to get one of these guys for Venger, to use for Venger.
Oh yeah,
and put wings on it, and then I realized Venger just like he has like a dress. So he wouldn't sit on a horse, outside of animation.
He might have to do some real custom work.
Yeah.
On his
that might be worth it though, man. That might be worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Phobos might be the one to get for that too, because he's got he has like wings on the bridle. I don't remember if Venger's horse had that, but
I gotta see how big he's gonna come. Mm-hmm. Like if he's what kind of scale he's like. I'm assuming 12 scale, but
who makes those figures?
Hasbro.
Oh, Hasbro makes them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it would probably be in scale, because they are in scale with the G.I. Joe figures.
Well, the only thing though, Levy, is that the Venger's probably going to be a pretty big dude, man. Like he's not going to be a regular 6-inch figure. He's probably going to end up being 7 inches, 7.5 inches, I would guess, right, Jed? Probably a bigger guy.
I think so, yeah. Because usually he's pretty big.
Because here's some shots with him with some figures. Like there's Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe series on him, and then there's a Mythic Legions figure there that looks like Skeletor.
Yeah, I feel like Venger would end up being kind of big.
Or is that? Or actually, is that a Skeletor figure? I think that is a Skeletor figure, not a Mythic Legions. So
I couldn't even fucking see Snake Eyes. He blended in with the fucking rock behind there.
Rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's Snake Eyes?
Oh, he's a ninja.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know. I was like, fucking wow, perfect camouflage.
He's the John Cena of action figures.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes is such a fucking talented ninja that Levy just sent you a picture of him.
I know.
And he's like right in the center of it, and you couldn't fucking see him.
I know, right? He blended right in with that fucking rock.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at this one where you got the 3 of them standing on the table, Levy, the 2 black ones, and then the one that's like red, which that one's pretty dope too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I would do with this. I would probably if anybody would ever do a goddamn Vampire Hunter D, that would be a dope horse for D, I think.
Yeah. The black one?
The black one, but I'm torn on them helmets, man. Or the one has like the horns, like the skeleton type of like exo skull type thing going on. But that other one with the horns is pretty dope too.
Yeah.
Well, what's really cool is that most of those Mythic Legions things are very modular.
Yeah.
Take piece and piece off of this, piece off of there, and just make your own.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dope.
That's pretty much what Nate did with this one here.
Neat.
I should just get one just with like Levy said. What was it? The Star Wars Black series.
Just in
get
case.
some shit just in case you should get a horse.
Just in case. Yeah, I can't wait to get this though and put my Ghost Rider on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I put somebody on him. If D never comes out, somebody will look good on him. Scorpion would look good on him.
I'm actually probably also going to rework that Ghost Rider figure a little bit and actually paint up the shirt and stuff, so it doesn't just look like I just threw a jacket on a regular Marvel Legends Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So,
remind me to bring up. Yeah, I gotta write that down. That Ghost Rider point reminded me of something I got to bring up during Toy News.
So yeah, I'm eager to get this from Nate. It looks fucking fantastic.
Awesome.
It does.
So Nate does good work, man. He's a talented customizer.
Yeah, he dove in, man. He dove in head first. Got like real into it.
He's kind of a big deal in the Mythic Legion circle.
Yeah. People love his was it 1,000 acre, 100 acre wood thing? But
100 acre.
100 acre. Yeah. 1,000 yard stair wood.
Next time there's a Legion Con, you should go with Nate. You should, and be in like dickhead Jed mode. and every time somebody comes up and like recognizes him or a shit or whatever, you can be like behind him going, "Hey, hey, Nate, can I play with your balls, Nate?"
That was the old immature me. I'm more refined now.
Okay.
The only reason he doesn't do that anymore is because you don't go anymore.
That's true. That's true. But I didn't do it at RetroCon.
No, you were throwing fucking Baver shit over top of my shit when I wasn't.
That was funny. That was really funny. Excuse me, sir. How much is that Bayverse Megatron there? But
I would have told him it was free and went to hand it to him, and right before he took it, I'd have just ripped it the fucking half.
Got anything else, Levy? Any other news?
No, that's it.
All right. Michael Kincaid.
Yo.
Did you get anything?
I did not get anything.
Wow.
I did not get anything. But
what do you call that when it's 3 in a row in hockey?
What, the hat trick?
Hat trick.
Fucking hat trick, because I didn't get anything either.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get anything for a specific reason though, is because like we're probably like 99% of the way done with the edition over here.
Yeah, cool.
So I've gotten to the point where I'm no longer like straightening anything up or giving a shit where I put anything, because I know that we're going to be able to get into that room next week. And I'm just like, but I got nowhere to put shit, I would just be getting that stuff and just like throwing it downstairs and not really messing with it anyway. So I'm just kind of leaving a stash build up.
To get everything like all the drywall and everything done in the plumbing and stuff? Everything
is done down to they got to put the toilet in. They gotta touch up some paint around a few spots.
Oh, they painted for you too?
They did. I mean, it's like, floors, everything is in. It's like ready for us to like move in.
Did you go did you go with the hardwood, or did you go with like carpet?
No, well, it's like a hardwood. It's like a life proof.
Yeah.
One of them life proof floors, and it's like a nice gray, like a gray and like gray and dark gray, like grain and shit like that. It looks pretty good. Cool. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, man, because I'm just, I don't know. Everything's out of order right now. The smoke shack is filled with art supplies. I do my recording and this podcast and shit in this little ass fucking closet. We're surrounded by dresses and shoes and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
this is not where I parked my car.
This is not. It's like the talking heads. This is not my house.
This is not my beautiful collection room.
This is not my beautiful collection room.
What are you gonna put? What are you gonna do over there then? Because I saw like kind of how it looks like. It's kind of like a long open, like one type of grand room. What are you gonna do?
So
how you gonna do that?
It's gonna be split up, kind of like. So when you walk in the door from the living room into that room, like right in front of you, that's where Vanessa's fucking putting in her pole and got her pole spot that's gonna be set up, and then right next to that, like outside of the range of swinging high heels and shit, is going to be where the desk goes. And the desk is going to like, sounds ridiculous.
So it's going to be like, is it going to be up in the corner, the pole, or is she going to put it like so that she can see her from each window?
From each window. Yeah.
From each window.
Yeah.
So all angles. All right. Got it.
It's got to be right in the middle of the room. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right outside the swing radius, that's where the desk is going to be. Like the desk will be like coming off the wall. It's in the shape of an L, but instead of having it like where you're at the desk and you'd be facing the wall, we're going to have the L coming out. So that way, if you're facing your computer, you're like facing the room.
Or client. Got it.
And then probably at the end of that, well, there's like that little wall that's like right next to the bathroom. Probably that's a good spot to probably put like the drawing table. We're gonna have to get some furniture, a little bit of furniture, like storage type shit, like shelving and shit like we got in the closet room. Like I would take this one downstairs, but I'm not taking that fucking thing apart, and we use it in here. But that would be good to have downstairs too.
Cool.
And then probably next to on one side of that thing, I'm gonna have the heat press for making the shirts. On the other side of it, probably have my amp because I'm gonna record out there. Yeah, we're gonna fill it up, no doubt about that. But at least like now everything's gonna have its place. Like everything is kind of like out of place right now, except for the bedroom, pretty much. And it's gonna free up space in the living room because we're gonna have a closet in there, so the coat rack will be able to go. We're getting rid of that dog crate that we never use, and the drawing table is in the living room right now, so that's going to be going out there. So it's actually going to open up our living room a lot too, which will be awesome.
What are you going to do with the corner where your desk is now? Are you going to put more details there for her collection?
That's for her to decide. That's for her to decide. It's so funny, man. I don't know how long. I mean, we've only been together for 6 years, so she's probably been collecting for maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe she had got 1 or 2 little things here or there, and then over, but it's only been like 3 or 4 years. She's an infant collector. Mm-hmm. She thinks she's gonna never fill up those 20 shelves that she's got right now. Those rookies, man. They're adorable. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's probably, they were thinking they might be able to get it all done by today, but it's probably going to pour into next week a little bit. And then as soon as they get the final inspection, then it's time to move in.
Cool.
Yeah. Very exciting.
So,
and she was driving me crazy too, by the way.
Why?
Well, I have a pretty good ability to just understand that shit that I can't control, for the most part, I just can't control it. Like this whole process, this whole like building process, and like, I didn't pick a hammer up the entire time this thing was going on. Like there's nothing I could do about it. It's going to take as long as it takes. And at the end of it, everything is going to be fine. But she worried about it the entire time, like the entire process, stressed out, you know what I mean? And all wound up. So now she's kind of like chilling out now that it's all done. Cause there's kind of like, you know how it is, man.
Oh yeah. Cause when I had the kitchen put in last year, the beginning of the year, and the wife was the same way. She was like, everything. Oh my God, what's going on? It's just let them fucking do their job. Let him do his job. Fucking, just let it, oh, there's dirt everywhere. It's just, when it's done, it'll be done type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then she was
actually
after that, as soon as it was done, then it was like, well, don't put your fucking hand on there. Don't make a mark there. What are you doing? Don't brush up again there, that type of thing. And now, like, months later, just, throwing shit fucking down on the counter.
Yeah, I was, I could tell that I like got older and got a lot more restraint in that area. when they cut the hole in the basement, and it wasn't their fault because they had tarps up and all that shit, but like dust just finds a way, and it fucking dusted my entire room like 2 months after I gave it the top to bottom cleaning to shoot that video. And like I saw it and I was just like, oh man. And then I went into the very back room to see if it made it all the way to the back, and I ran my fingers across the Unicron base, the stand and shit, and it was covered in dust, and I'm like, oh man. And then
that's okay. You don't need that stand.
Yeah. But it wasn't long lived. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to do this all over again. But that was probably like 2 months ago. Yeah. And I knew that I wasn't gonna fucking do it because they're just doing construction. So my shit is just gonna have to sit there covered in dust for 2 months, and I'll take care of it when I could take care of it. And I was like really impressed with the way that I didn't let it bother the fucking shit out of me every day.
Right. Oh man, I thought about you the other day because I knew you would flip the fuck out.
That's sweet.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was really sweet. So now I know, like, I don't know about, because I'm paranoid about fucking like bugs and shit, like you are, Mike.
Yeah.
So every time before I take a shit, I always look behind the seat and I look under the seat and in the toilet, make sure there's nothing there.
Yeah, yeah. You're worse than me, by the way.
Well, I got fucking bit or pinched by a fucking earwig the one time in my ass.
Those on your bugs ass. Are the worst.
Yeah, my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? This was like 20 years ago. So ever since then, I always
scarred.
Yeah, it's like a fucking complex now. So I'm sitting there, taking a shit, and I'm looking at my phone, and a fucking jumping spider came fucking dangling down right in front of my eyes, dude. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it was like right there in front of me. I was like, whoa. I'm like, that's really cool. I never knew jumping spiders actually made webs, but apparently they use them for like an anchor. So when they jump, it's like a bungee line, just in case they miss, So I guess this one missed, and he came swinging down in front of my eyes. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, seeing a bug on a shitter, like especially like a spider or like a 1,000-legger on a shitter, you want to talk about like the most vulnerable
you're trapped
you're ever going to be, like especially if you're like mid-log, you know what I mean? Because there's not too much you can do, and you can't go anywhere. So it's not like the fight or flee gets like reduced to just fight. So now it's you against a spider one-on-one, and you're basically only got like the use of your upper body.
Right.
Well, because you don't want to be running with a turd hanging between your legs.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like the handicap is given to the spider.
You see it out of the corner of your eye across the room. It starts coming toward you, and you're like, oh. And you're like, just wait right there. It's like makes another 2 inches. You're like, no. You're like, oh.
and then you're trying to keep eye contact with it, but you got to wipe, and you have to see like if you're done wiping. So then you're like, one eyeball on the spider, one on the toilet paper.
It's like a foot and a half away from you. You go down to look to wipe, and you look up, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Then you gotta wipe quick, man. Then at that point, I'm just wiping like good enough with the understanding that I know I'm just gonna come back as soon as I kill that spider and go take a shower.
Like, this is where I shove the up my ass and then run.
or you just take a ball of it and crumble it up and stuff it between your ass cheeks and just pull your pants up. And then
tell Childs to get the flamethrower. Tell Childs get the flamethrower.
Mike, you know this. I used to be deathly afraid of spiders.
Yeah.
But I think I'm past all that now. Actually, in fact, I know I'm past all that.
That's good.
Like spiders don't terrify me anymore. Like literally the other day, I was coming down here to the basement to use my computer.
Yeah.
And on the floor, I saw this little wolf spider. And I was like, oh, hey there. And I just stepped right over him and continued onto my desk. And when I was done, I went walking out and it was gone. And he went somewhere. And I don't know where he went, but it doesn't bother me.
Oh, man.
In your bed.
Nah.
You know? See, I have this... I have this philosophy of like
under your mouse.
Killing. I don't like killing anything.
Right.
Not even bugs. I don't like killing anything because I don't like the idea of extinguishing life.
You know how the cat. Wait. You know the cat, like how you put the cat puts his paw like under the door and like hits the other side of the door. That's how the spider's going to be on your keyboard, Levy. Just with his arm sticking out.
Imagine he's like April's after the night and he's up in the bedroom and he's got the smut on and he's masturbating and it's in the dark. The fucking spider, it just comes down on a fucking strand of webbing and just lands right on the head of his dick.
And that's right when I nut too. Now I have a really weird fetish.
This is gonna fucking spider man.
I can't come now unless I have a spider on my dick.
I thought at first you meant the spider was up in his room masturbating with some spider smut. And then I realized you're talking about Levy.
The other day I went into the collection room and I was putting some instruction booklets away, and I have like my instruction booklets in those comic book boxes, a couple short boxes, and I looked behind it and there was like a dead spider, and he was in like rigor mortis, when the legs all curl inward and shit like that. Like, yeah. He was a big meaty one. Like, it was the type, like if you grabbed him with a tissue, you would have felt it like crunch or maybe smush or probably crunch because he was probably there for a while.
He was in the arachnid fetal position.
Yes, he was. So I'm like, I don't have any like paper towels or tissues down there. I went into the fucking into the tool cabinet and I got a needle nose pliers.
See, this is the kind of porn I watch now, guys. Thank you.
And I picked him up. I picked him up with a needle nose pliers because I wasn't touching him. What the fuck is that, Levy? Seriously.
Spider porn.
Yeah. It would be less weird if she wasn't like hairy.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
I think that's just her hair.
Fucked up.
Oh no, you're right. It's all hair everywhere.
I wonder if that's practical effects or somebody like
actually found a spider sucking dick.
Yeah,
it's a rubber suit. It's CGI. We'll add it in post.
There's some strange shit out there, man.
Oh, actually, I found the video where that's from.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Here, I'll post the link.
Charlotte's Web. XXX.
There.
What the fuck is this shit?
Great.
Mike's like, I'm not clicking on that link.
Huh? I already did.
Bookmark. Now you're over your spider fear.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's really like what I was most concerned about, like with spiders, is it's like the whole sleeping thing. Goddamn well over the course of your lifetime, you've had plenty of spiders on you and don't even know it. And I think about like, I know I probably fucking sleep with my mouth hanging open. Yeah,
that whole like statistic that they say usually eat like 10 spiders a year in your sleep. Yeah, that's a bullshit myth. It's just
I didn't think it was, but I'm not saying that.
Imagine if you walked outside your house and there was a snoring mountain. Would you go toward it and climb on top of it? No. So usually, most spiders usually stay away from us because we're loud and big.
It smells like pussy in here. Maybe I will go in here. Maybe it's shit. Some of them freak spiders would go in there.
The freak
Yeah,
spider.
I don't know. Yeah, but even if they didn't crawl in your mouth or whatever, like I don't know, just thinking about having one on me while I was sleeping wigs me out a little bit. And I know there's not a damn thing I could do about it.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
and then she wants to move into the fucking woods. She's like, if I could live anywhere, I want to live right in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the fucking woods.
Dude, you should see some.
I'm fucking chance.
I'm not even really in the woods, but I'm like kind of part of the woods is like near me and stuff. But I get shit all the
benefits.
time.
You get the benefits of being next to the woods without actually being in the woods.
Talk about fucking. You're saying like Levy was like, oh, the little wolf spider. Yeah, right. They're fucking huge.
Yeah.
I thought weeks ago above my one garage door. I was like, oh, Lori, decorated fucking for Halloween and stuff like that. No, it was a real spider.
It was a real spider.
It was a big fucking wolf spider. It was huge. It was about the size of my palm, dude. It was huge. They get big.
Yeah.
The one time years ago when I was mowing the lawn, I don't do that anymore. There was this giant fucking wolf spider that I fucking just ran out in the grass. I was like, holy shit. It was like the size of a mouse. It was huge. I couldn't believe how fucking big it was.
It wasn't the size of a mouse.
It was that big.
It was maybe the size of a shrew.
It was, I would say that with its legs and everything's, with the whole leg span and everything sticking out, I would say it was probably the diameter of the leg span around there about the size of a baseball. That's how big and round it was. It was huge.
That's not like a wolf spider. That's a fucking tarantula.
Yeah, it is a tarantula.
It was, dude,
baseball.
I don't know. It was a wolf spider and it was huge. It was underneath like a piece of sod or whatever, and I was like kind of mowing around the one and like kind of moving, and it just jumped down and ran. I was like, holy shit. Nah, man, they get big in the woods.
Yeah.
It's not like Australia big, but they're still pretty big.
I told her that if we ever moved into the woods that I would want a blacktop 100 yards in all directions of the house.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Be the house, blacktop, and then the rest of the fucking forest would be out there.
What the fuck did my wife say to me the one time this past year? Oh, do you think we should camp out back with the kids? I said, fuck no. I'm like, why the fuck would we do that? So I could get eaten by bugs and fucking shit crawling on me? No. So that you can halfway through the night decide that you're not going to do it anyway and go back inside? I said, I don't think so.
You'll wake up out there by yourself.
Yeah. Mommy, I don't want to. Okay, then I'll get some fucking spiders in my fucking mouth. Some fucking snakes, a bear, everything else that's fucking back there.
You ever see a Goliath bird-eating spider?
Yeah, I did. The Australian one?
I don't know if it's Australian. I think Goliath bird eater. I think that's Central American.
Is it? Okay. I remember there was an art showed like had joined together to become the spider fucking group of evil or whatever, and they had made this giant web in this tree. It was like,
well, actually, there's I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it might be somewhere in Australia or Tasmania or somewhere over there in New Zealand, where like entire forests and whatever just get covered in like a big communal spider web.
Yeah,
it's like, I think it's like they said it's like the only species of spider that lives in like colonies and communities and shit. Because most spiders are like cannibalistic, they'll eat each other. You know what I mean? But this particular species or group or family of spiders, they will form communities and shit. And like you've seen pictures of like entire parks and forests and shit just covered in like a sheer web, or just like it's just covered in a thick covering of webbing.
Yes, that's what I saw. That I guess when I read that article or whatever. And like all the birds are trapped in the web, and there's like fucking like all the fucking different animals are in the web, like half eaten and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that?
That's no matter where my fear of spiders has gone, that's terrifying. And that's a whole lot of nope.
That's like that fake TikTok video when the woman puts the fucking metal thing underneath the vending machines, and like 100 spiders run out.
Yeah. Although I did see this girl, like a little blonde, like kind of cute, actually, little like cute blonde or whatever. And she smiles, and then she like opens her mouth, and a spider crawls out of her mouth, like a real big one, and just like runs up her cheek onto her head.
Yeah, I've seen
You ever see that shit?
Yeah.
No thanks.
They make TikTok filters that do that now.
Yeah, but this shit,
spider running around your face.
Yeah, but this shit was completely legit. I saw this shit probably 15, 20 years ago.
Well, you remember the movie? What was it? Arachnophobia, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Remember when the guy, the town, was it the mayor or whatever? He was like,
that's something funny.
They were sitting down to watch a movie, and they had the bucket of popcorn, and the spider got in the popcorn, and it bit them, and they died. And when everyone showed up at their house and found them, like the guy was sitting on the couch, and the spider just crawled out of his mouth and shit.
Yeah.
And apparently, I'm pretty sure that was the actor, and not like a stand-in or like a dummy.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm pretty sure that was the actor that had the spider in his mouth, and it crawled out over his face and shit.
2 girls, 1 spider.
What's that?
2 girls, 1 spider.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought I remember reading something about arachnophobia, that there was like a lot of those spiders were mechanical.
Really?
I thought that's what I read. Like a lot of them were actually like little, fucking like just little fucking machines to make them do what they wanted to do.
I don't know. But I know a bunch of the small those small spiders, the ones that were basically running around most of the movie. Those were huntsman spiders, which are common in Australia.
I thought that was like maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm getting that movie confused with the fuck was the one with Carrie Warher?
8-legged freaks.
That's it. Maybe I'm getting those two confused, but I thought the real small ones were like they had said they had built like these tiny mechanical fucking spiders for like long shots and shit, and like little puppets like spiders for like the closer because the spiders aren't going to do what you want on fucking demand no matter how well they're trained.
Right.
But yeah, no thanks. I'm not going to let a fucking spider in my mouth so it can crawl down my throat.
No.
Well, anyways, I didn't get anything, so
that's great.
I got no shout outs.
No shout outs.
No plugs. I check out Dragon Star Shop. I'm actually adding. I'm just working on the website and working on the website and working on the website. Just little by little, getting that shit up to speed, but so far so good. But yeah, go check it out.
Cool.
Jed.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
You
didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything, but I do have some stuff coming on Saturday. I'm really excited for. I got the Cowboy Bebop pop-up parade figures coming. So I got all 4 members of the crew, and they're like in the 7-inch like mini statue.
Yeah.
Levy, can you not scroll your mouse as loud?
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. I need to put the mouse scrolling filter on so we can remove that.
There. I turned off the clicking of the mouse.
It's not that.
I forgot my microphone picks it up.
Yeah.
I turned off the clickiness of it.
It's like. So. So Cowboy Bebop crew, because it never really made any like jets or Eins or anything like that. So or phase.
Okay.
So it's always just fucking Spike, and that's it. But yeah, that's about it. Fuck you, John Bailey. And put our product placement ad for Hidden Toys. Check out hiddentoys.net for all your robot and superhero and contemporary art needs.
I'm trying to get all the items up, because like getting it up and running was like the most important thing. And then after I got all that shit done, then I'm going to dive into like, all right, what can we do with sales, or like buying multiple items, or doing like coupon codes, or all that kind of shit,
Right. Cool.
So yeah, I didn't get into any of that yet, but soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys want to move to the news?
Yes.
So Gallagher died. He was 76 years old.
Gallagher, like the fucking watermelon smasher Gallagher?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Multiple organ failure. I only had 2 people. I just had Gallagher, and I had, last but not least, of course, but Kevin Conroy, 60 years old, American voice actor, best known for doing Batman, everything. I didn't know he was in Search for Tomorrow, and he died of intestinal cancer, age 66.
Yeah. Can we talk about that one for a bit?
Absolutely.
Because this one hurt for me like a lot, and he's like I know a lot of people have said this, and it's almost kind of becoming a cliche, but whenever I read a Batman story, whenever I imagine a Batman scene in my head or whatever, I hear his voice. He is the voice of Batman for me, and
better than Christian Bale.
For 30 fucking years. Yeah. And for 30 fucking years, man, this guy was one of the most recognizable comic book characters in the world, second only to Superman. And he got to embody the voice for that character for so long. And now that we're never going to hear any new work from him. So it's sad. We lost a good one there, and that like I said, that really hurt. I actually feel worse about this one than when Stan Lee died, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, because I think with Stan Lee, we knew it was coming,
Well,
because he was very old.
Right.
He was in his 90s. Kevin Conroy was 66. This came out of the blue. Just
that does make it tougher.
Gut punch, and DC made their DC Pride 2022 available to read for free on their DC Universe app, and I guess it came out earlier this year. I think maybe in March or May or whatever. Or when was Pride Month?
May.
It was one of the earlier
March.
months.
Wait,
March? Yeah.
No. Wait, March is Women's Appreciation.
Yeah.
March. That's March. I think May is
it June?
Because remember,
it's June.
We're naming all the months, man.
Pride Month is June.
It's November,
it's June. So I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure this came out in June.
Wait, when's Black History Month? February.
That's February.
Isn't it? I think
because it's the shortest month. That's how I remember it actually.
Oh, you heard that joke too. I think Chappelle said that joke. What the hell was it? It was on my birthday. I think it was on March 8th. Was it Women's Appreciation Day or some
International Women's Day,
Feminist Day or whatever?
I don't know. But anyway, back to my point.
Right.
So DC made the DC Pride 2022 comic available to read for everyone because that's actually the issue that Kevin Conroy came out as gay. He wrote a story called Finding Batman. And
I didn't even know he was gay.
In it, he talked about his life before getting the role of Batman and all the things that he had to go through, and because he tried to keep that part of himself out of the limelight, kept it to himself, because he told a story in this story about how he was up for a role and on a TV pilot, and he ended up not getting it because they found out he was gay. And they said the agent that he was working with or the person that got him the audition told him, don't expect to get any work from this network at all now. And he talked about how, about all the people he knew and the friends that he lost, because this was in the 80s, the height of the AIDS epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother had schizophrenia. So he was, busy taking care of his brother because his father tried to commit suicide. I mean, his father was an alcoholic, an abusive alcoholic, and he tried to kill himself. And, he ended up having to take care of his brother and, all that, stress and everything from that and hardship from that. And then he goes into how he got the call for a new animated project that his agent had suggested to him, and that's how when he got the role for Batman, he talked about how he was able to relate to Batman because of the two masks he wore, and how he was able to take his own experience trying to live that double life. The mask that he presented to the public or the face that he presented to the public and the mask where he hid himself. and how he applied that to the Batman character, and how he found the voice to take on that identity and that role. So it's a really good read.
Interesting.
So rest in peace to Kevin Conroy. He's fantastic Batman.
Yeah.
So.
All right. We move on to trailers.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Let's start with the one that really isn't a real trailer, but I included just because it was like really well done by like a fan video. It was the Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
Like just normal everyday people threw that together and made a live action concept trailer for Fallout 76.
Huh.
And people at Bethesda saw it. Is it Bethesda or is it BioWare?
Yeah.
Bethesda. And they were like, "Wow, that's pretty amazing." I was really impressed with the quality of it. Like for the most part, there were some shots in there that were the lighting was a little hokey, but for the most part, like the whole beginning thing, I was like, "Wow, like this is really well done."
So what? That's a game, Fallout?
Yeah, it's a game series. It
Yes, it's an actually well-known game series.
Well, like when the fuck do I game? Well, I don't pay attention.
It's a pop culture thing. Fallout. Like you ever heard of Fallout? Fucking what's the kid's name? Levy.
I heard of Fallout Boy.
No, not Fallout Boy. the fucking little blonde hair dude.
Vault Boy.
Vault Boy. Thank you.
Vault Boy.
Yeah, they have like tons.
He's the mascot of Fallout. But
like
Fallout's a game where like there's it's like a divergent timeline from the real world, where in the 50s America really embraced nuclear technology,
right?
And so like everything became nuclear powered. Cars, like all sorts of vehicles, power plants were all
right.
nuclear power plants.
And it all went wrong, right?
And then like in 2077 there was a big nuclear war. Everything was destroyed and everything like that. But people went and retreated into these vaults that were built by a company called Vault Tech. And so like I guess like 200 years later or whatever, people emerged from the vaults and started to rebuild society outside of the vaults back in the nuclear wasteland and stuff like that. And that's where the game picks up. And
in the Appalachian Mountain area. Well,
yeah, that's where Fallout 76 takes place, is in the Appalachian area in Virginia. But like the games like take place in lots of different places. Like the first Fallout game takes place in California.
Yeah,
actually the first two. And then
you're talking about you're talking about the original RPG or like the first
the original Fallout 1 and 2 take place in California. Fallout 3 takes place in the Washington D.C. wasteland, the capital wasteland.
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas obviously takes place in and around Las Vegas.
All right, I get it. I just didn't know what the premise was behind it. Yeah. That's all. That's all I needed.
Big push, like Apple Watches and everything. Alt Boy like theme. It was like on everybody's fucking watch because it was like this like what I don't know what would you call that, like Levy, like not steampunk, not cyberpunk. It was like a retro
tech.
Retro tech. There you go.
Retro future.
Yeah. What was the dude that designed that? The dude, what was that real short dude, that game designer that was head of that project for Bethesda back then? He was always on.
That dude, I've seen that dude.
Yeah, that's Vault Boy. That's Vault Boy.
Okay.
No. You're talking about Todd Howard?
Todd Howard, thank you. I was gonna say Todd Howard was always on like X-Play back in the day.
Yeah, well, he always does the E3 presentations and stuff. He's still around,
right?
So
is he? I thought he left.
No, he still works. He still works for Bethesda.
Oh, because I remember them showing it like it was like this crazy shit. Like when it was Fallout 3, I think it was, when you get that when you shoot him and then people would just fucking explode if you hit him like in the right fucking shot.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, a bunch of fucking people got together and they made this like live action concept trailer, and I thought it was pretty awesome. So I figured I'd share it and we could talk about it.
I thought the power armor looked really awesome. It looked really, really good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, the Fallout games are a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
It may actually made me want to go back and play Fallout 76 because I didn't play that one. I kind of stopped.
Fallout 76 is like the multiplayer one. I don't know. I mean,
is it?
Yeah, that's all multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
So like it's almost like an MMO. So I don't know if you'd be into that or not.
No, that's probably why I skipped it.
Yeah,
guess,
and it was not a good game when it launched. It actually got a lot of flack when it first launched. I heard, from what I understand, they made a lot of changes to it, made it better. So I understand it's a pretty playable game now. But when it first launched, it was utter trash. But if you want a good game to go back and play Fallout New Vegas. That's like probably the best Fallout game, single player Fallout game. Cool. Fallout New Vegas. And you can probably mod it too. Well, I know you can mod it, but I'm saying you could probably mod it, to make it look better and run with prettier graphics on your shiny new 3080.
Yeah, that's been around for like what, 10 years maybe?
More than that. I think New Vegas came out in 2009 because Fallout 3 came out in 2007, I want to say.
I'm sure there's a lot of upgraded skins, packs, all that type of stuff for it to mod it.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of mods. Just go to Nexus Mods.
Yeah, that's a great like add-on.
Oh, I'm sorry. New Vegas came out until 2010. So.
Okay, cool. All right, well, Mike is bored, so let's move on to John Wick. What do you think, John Wick, Mike?
Well, the same thing I think about every other time I see a John Wick trailer. Like, I still haven't made it past the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like, a lot of times they do that. Like, an awesome movie will come out, and then it just go. It was like Saw,
Mm-hmm.
Saw 1 could have just been it for Saw, really. Like, and I feel the same way about like this one, I guess, and a bunch of other ones, but I don't know. Yeah, I just never got into any of and I'm sure I would be entertained and shit, but I don't know. Kind of whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the first film. The first John Wick film, fantastic movie. The second movie, all right, it's decent. Third one, I got bored. I think it just went way over the top, and I'm like, okay. And you're right. I think the best comparison to this is Saw, the Saw series, because that movie jumped the proverbial shark like after the second movie.
Right away, man. Right away. I remember seeing that movie for the first time. Man, it was that haunting shot of John Kramer leaving that whatever, that bathroom, like, and shutting the door for the final time. Yeah, and it was like kind of like
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where he slides the door shut.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were channeling that when they did that, but and it just like the rest of the movies were pretty much just the same thing. They were just trying to find more inventive, crazy, and over the top ways to kill people, right? And it got boring and stupid.
And I highly doubt that entire timeline was written from the beginning. You know what I mean? They probably all right, we wrote the second one and we're making up the third one as we go. And it got, the whole goddamn thing got so convoluted. Yeah.
I do remember I read or heard something about that first movie. The actor, I forget what his name is, the played the bad guy.
John Kramer? That guy? The John Kramer guy?
Yeah, what was the actor's name?
Can't remember.
Whatever. Anyway,
Tobin Bell.
That's it.
Tobin Bell.
I remember reading or something like that where they were limited on time or something to film it, or they didn't have anything like some type of issue. We actually had to lay there unmoving, dead for like hours straight. While they were
shooting all those scenes. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
he should get an Academy Award.
Yeah,
he should get an Academy Award for best actor for playing corpse.
Yeah, because he had to, couldn't breathe or move or sleep or nothing like that. He had to act like he was dead for like a really long time while they were shooting all those shots around him.
Yeah, because they filmed half the fucking, probably more than half the movie was in that room, man.
Yeah.
Best actor nominee Tobin Bell for Corpse Number 1.
Right. Or if they wanted to be like where they couldn't get him to move back again or something. I forget what it was, or he didn't have enough time. He only had one day to film it or something. I forget. It was some scheduling thing maybe. I have to go back and read up.
I heard that he was actually dying and they had to film all the scenes for all the movies like right away, you know. So
yeah.
You know. That was dumb. Anyway. Back to John Wick. Yeah, John Wick's pretty much the same thing. Like these sequels now are just like trying to find more inventive and overtop ways for John Wick to kill people.
Yeah.
And it's just it's boring to me anymore. Like I said, the first movie's great. It was really witty. You know, like that's the scene when when the assassins come to his house and like he kills everybody and then the cop knocks on the door and he's like looks in and he sees the bodies laying there and he's rather nonplussed about it. He says, "So, you working again, John?" You know, it's like even the cops know this guy and they know to stay the fuck out of his way. Who is this dude? And so like learning who this guy was fun, you know, through that first movie. You know, like where even the fucking mob, that mob boss dude was terrified of this man. They had legends about this guy, called him Baba Yaga or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like he was the boogeyman to these people, you know? So finding out who that guy was, it was interesting. He was an interesting character. Second movie was, like I said, it was cool, but didn't need any more sequels after that. I don't even know if the second sequel was really warranted. But the third sequel was just like...
That same dude was in the first movie, right? It was the mob guy. He was like, "This is how you do this on Russian space station." That guy, he was...
No, I'm talking about the guy, the dude's father.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The father, the guy that stole his car and killed his dog.
Yeah, he was
Alfie Allen's character, fucking Theon Greyjoy, you know. But so he was terrified of John Wick, you know, and like when he found out what his son did, you know, and he wasn't like, you know, all protect. He just comes up and fucking cracks him in the fucking face. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's basically dead. Yeah.
He knew he was dead. He's like,
he lost the son.
Yeah. Yep. But no, he still protected him because he was his son. But he's like, what have you dragged me into?
Mike, you
steal John Wick's car and you kill his dog. You're fucked.
Remember when I was telling you about Godzilla and what the hell was the second one, the King of Monsters or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, you could cut out all those fucking Miley Bobby Brown, fucking all the human scenes, and just have the fights with the monsters.
Yeah,
and you have a really good solid 45-minute monster fight movie. You could do that to the John Wick movies. Just cut out all the in between stuff between the fight scenes, and then have some really cool fight scenes. That's about it.
I mean, John Wick. That's pretty much all you have, aside from like the first third of the movie, or in first quarter of the movie, where he goes through the whole shit with his wife dying and getting the puppy and stuff like that, and then they kill the dog.
Yeah. Then you get like fat Lawrence Fishburne scenes. You know, that's about it. Like they're
but that's not a whole.
Like they work together.
Yeah.
Matrix
and they say
pun basically.
Yeah, they say Matrix lines. I need guns, lots of guns.
That's all it is. That's all the John Wick movies are. That's it. That's sad. Actually,
I mean, they're well made action films. I will give them that. They're well made action films. You know, it's action porn.
It is.
And like I said, the first movie is a treat to watch. You know, it's a welcome respite from the shaky cam trend that's been going on since Jason Bourne. Though I think Jason Bourne did do shaky cam well.
What's Matt Damon fighting?
At least the first one or two movies. Cam. Yeah, but,
just to make him look good.
That's my feelings on John Wick.
So on the opposite side of things, what do you guys think about the Inside trailer with William Dafoe?
I got phone booth vibes for this movie.
Really?
Phone booth?
Where?
The guy stuck in the. I'm not saying that's a carbon copy. I'm just saying it's a similar premise where this guy's stuck in his phone booth. Not like Willem Dafoe's like literally trapped in here, but like
Colin Farrell didn't really go into madness mode either.
I know that, but I'm just saying. I got the same kind of vibe where he's like stuck in his phone booth. This guy's stuck in this apartment. So that was the first thing I thought of when I saw the trailer. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a carbon copy, but it's like I said, it's a vibe.
I thought if I get to watch an hour and a half of William Dafoe fucking turn on the fucking crazy. That's always an enjoyable, time well spent.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna skip this one.
Is it because he ate all the fish?
No, I don't know.
I think this movie looks fucking interesting as hell, man. Like, I don't know. Well, first of all, I just like him as an actor, and especially if he's going to be playing a character that is going to slowly lose his mind over the course of the movie. It just seems to fit him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the whole premise, I don't know. It's like he's like an art thief or some shit, and he's working for somebody, and then gets like trapped inside this building, but you don't know if it's like a supernatural thing or what the fuck is going on really. But like, yeah, there's a lot of like little things, and when he eats the fish is fucked up. But
yeah, I don't know. It didn't strike a chord with me, but
well, it struck a chord with me.
Yeah, totally.
I love my William Crazy Dafoe. That's always a good time. Even when even with the fucking shitty ass fucking Death Note movie, his voiceover acting for fucking the Shimigami was the best.
The what?
What was the Shimigami's name in Death Note?
Yeah, god damn it.
Kuruk? Is that it? No.
Captain Kirk? Is that what you said?
No, Kuruk. Was that his name? Kuruk?
Kurig.
Like the coffee?
No. Yeah, I'm not. Fuck off.
No, I'm being serious. What are you saying?
I said Kuruk.
Kuruk.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. I don't think that's it. It's something with a K.
Kenny. Anybody looking it up?
I'm looking it up right now.
Ryuk. Not Kuruk. I was close.
There was a K in there.
Yeah.
A couple other letters you missed, but yeah, you're right. There was a K in there.
I missed an R. Actually, no, I didn't miss an R. The R was misplaced. Fuck you both.
I don't know, Mike. I like Brownie Levy more than Mad Levy.
Yeah, Angry Levy.
Yeah.
Although he is staying up in front of the microphone tonight, though. This
is true. This is true.
So this is a give and take.
What you guys think about Dragon Age Absolution?
That looked cool. I immediately recognized Matt Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great voice actor, but he has no variation in his vocal tone.
There's I don't know if it's Netflix, but it seems like it's like these shows kind of seem to be using the same animation studio.
Yeah.
For this, it's like Castlevania. There's the Powerhouse. I don't know if this is Powerhouse or not. I have to look it up. And then it's Dragon Age, and then there's The Witcher. One that came out, and then there was what's the other one? Mike, is it Dragon's Blood? Is that the one? Is
Dragon Prince?
What's the one?
DOTA, right?
Yeah,
Defense
and
of the
then
Ancients?
yeah, and then there's the one with the gods. The one guy was the son or whatever, or son of Odin, or no, son of Zeus.
The blood of Zeus, or the blood of Zeus. Right?
That's the one.
Blood of Zeus. Blood of Jesus.
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 Yeah. Thoughts besides? Oh, it looks good. Do you plan on watching?
Well, I think it's definitely going to fill that hole in my heart that Vox Machina left when that finished its first season. So
we only got
over until season 2 comes out.
So you only got like a month or two for that.
Yeah.
I think it's out in January. Mike,
so.
Any opinion? Not a movie.
This
not
one.
Watching. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will watch this, man. I like all that other shit that you just named. Yeah, I will watch this. Why not? It looks good.
Cool.
It's got that it's got the same, it's got like an American anime kind of look to it. Like it's not anime, but it looks like it's trying to be anime a little bit, just like all that other shit. But I like all that shit. So
yeah, I think Voltron.
But you know what, Mike? This is based on the video game, so
What?
I said this is based on a video game though, so
So what? Why would I watch it? I don't care what the fuck it's based on. I ain't gotta fucking wait. I ain't gotta spend hours of my day every day fucking playing some shit. I could just watch it for an hour and a half and get out. You know what I did watch? It was based on video games. It was was it called Dead Space?
Yeah.
There was a couple of Dead Space animations that were fucking brutal, man. I watched both of those.
Okay.
They're actually remaking the first game that's coming out in January, and I'm so psyched for it. I'm actually replaying the first one again.
Why would you do that when they're remaking it?
Because the remake is actually going to be they're making a lot of changes to it. So I've played through the first one like many times.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no, they're actually changing a lot of the mechanics around because there's they're like all of the 0G scenes from the first game. They're actually reworking them to be more like the second game where you have free movement in 0G space. Because previously in the 0G scenes you could only move from one surface to another, and you would stick to it with your magnetic boots, but you couldn't float around freely. But in the second game, they made that you had like little thrusters on your suit, so you could move around freely in 0G space, and they're making it so you can do that in these scenes in the first game or in the remake.
Speaking of space style games, did you ever play that that game that you and Tyler and I were talking about a month ago? The
which
fucking
one?
Gory one, the one that's all like mist, but like with fucking
Scorn. I have not played it. I have not played it yet. So it's on my list.
Cool. Well, that's all the
choices. I think there's also another Dead Space-like game coming out on December 2nd called the Callisto Protocol. You should probably check that out, Jed.
Callisto Protocol. Interesting.
Yeah, the Callisto Protocol. It actually stars Josh Duhamel. However you say his last name. He's the main character.
Space horror?
Yeah, space horror. Karen Fukuhara is in it. She plays Kimiko in The Boys.
Okay.
She's in it. So it looks really good. I'm definitely be buying that day one. That's it's actually made by a bunch of people from Visceral Studios, which is the studio that made Dead Space. So
awesome.
So it's very, very much like Dead Space. It even has the diegetic UI that Dead Space is known for, where like your life bar is on the back of the character, your inventory comes up as a holographic representation that actually is used by the in-game character.
Yeah, I like that. That was really
so
cool.
That diegetic interface is used in this one too. So
that, huh? Diegetic interface. I'll have to remember that.
Yes. Diegetic is a term that just means that it's actually in the media, like it's in the movie or in diegetic music is actually music that's actually playing that the characters themselves can hear.
Right. Like Grand Theft Auto radio. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. So
you guys watch anything cool past 2 weeks? I did.
What have I been watching? I don't remember. Well, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you've watched, and maybe I might remember what I watched.
So I binge watched for like $18.99. Like I watched like 6 episodes yesterday, and then I watched the final 2 today because I couldn't.
Is that the spinoff of Yellowstone?
That's the ghost shit thing.
No, that's the one we were talking about 2 weeks ago. We're like, what the fuck is going on in this video? We were confused. Like, what is going on? And like, it's so interesting. I wanted to see you going on. I'll tell you what, it is great. I loved it. It's fucking awesome. I think that it best describes if, like, at least for the first, until things, it's weird because it changes as it goes, right? But for the first few episodes, it is like Stephen King and Lost. Like Stephen King wrote Lost. That's how it is. It's just mysterious. It's dark. It's kind of scary. It's not gory, but it's like really like you're like, what the fuck is going on on this fucking ship with these people? And you get introduced to all these different, different types of members. And the one thing that I really liked about it that people may not like, there's a lot of different people speaking a lot of different languages. So you have the English, French, German, Chinese. There's like and there's for each one. So a lot of the the characters don't understand what the other fucking characters are talking about because they're speaking in fucking Latin or French, and the other people what the fuck they're saying. But it's really cool the dynamic stuff, and it's a really good show. I liked it a lot. I loved the story. It kept me like wanting to find out what the fuck was going to happen next episode. And we were talking about the Jimi Hendrix thing, about how it takes you out of the thing. At the end of every episode, they play like a different type of like song, to kind of like finish off the episode while the the thing's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was that's the only time that Jimmy's music came up. But I super highly recommend it. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out soon. It looked pretty good. I finished finally. We all finished House of the Dragon finally.
Oh, cool.
At least I think I finished it. Was the last episode? Spoilers for everybody. So last episode, the one where a big dragon dude flying the big dragon eats the nephew on the little dragon, right? Yep. Okay, yeah. Then I saw the last episode. Yeah.
I was saying before, props to the sound department for putting a little squeal in there when he gets chomped on.
Yeah, man. But you knew it was coming. Like as soon as I saw him out there flying about them clouds, man, I'm like, this fucking big dragon's gonna come out of nowhere any second now. Anybody could have saw that coming. But
I love that shot when Lucerys landed his little dragon at the castle, and he looks in the background. You just see Vagar towering over that wall, and just like he brings her giant head up and just like looks at you, and it's like, wow, that was a cool shot. Just to like show you just how big she is. Yeah,
it was a good season. Good season. There's so much fucking incest in these fucking shows, man. Jesus H fucking Christ. Like,
very much so.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just also weird.
Game of Bones.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah, it was pretty good though. The whole thing was pretty good. Wonder how long this one's gonna go on for.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's being pretty popular.
Yeah.
I mean, it's making the Game of Thrones numbers. So I don't see why HBO would fucking not keep going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're getting Jon Snow one, right?
Yeah, that's what I have heard. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that they're doing a Jon Snow spinoff series that Kit Harington's coming back for. So
that means
I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but
that means all the middle-aged women are also coming back.
It also means that we're going back to Bran being king. Yay.
Well, isn't it supposed to be all outside the wall?
Maybe. I don't know. But the fact remains that Bran is king.
This is one of stupid. This is one of the ones that I saw like after the season finale, Mike. If you look on the on air.
That's pretty good. I've seen that.
He's like, yeah.
I do have to tell you though, I love the actor that they picked for Aemon. I think he looks awesome with the fucking eye patch and shit, and the fucking. He's got a good look, and then when he pulls the eye patch off, he's got that sapphire in his eye.
Yeah,
or in his eye socket.
He's like a Wish version of Matt Smith, though. He looks like him, and he fucking has.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You're not this is not the first time I've heard that comparison.
Acting, right? But apparently, he was in that Viking show, was it Kingdom or something like that, or some other
I think so.
Show he was in. It was, I guess, apparently, it was pretty
medieval good. Show, yeah. So, no, I like the actor. I think he's really good. So,
I watched a couple episodes of Outlaw Star. You ever heard of that anime from the 90s?
Yes. Heard of it, never watched it.
That's pretty good. I'm digging it. Very, like Cowboy Bebop, very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just one of those good 90s, space cowboy type of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Digging it. Recommend that too.
I jumped the gun and I watched the new Christmas Story.
Oh,
that came out
as I thought it was.
It was fun to watch. It was basically like it was a total love letter to the first one. Like everything down to, like he narrated the whole thing. And, as the movie's going on, like he was narrating, and like a couple of the old characters made appearances and shit. And they were like the same actors, like the kids that were in the first one were in this one. But I mean, like everything was just like down to, remember when he's trying to ask for the BB gun and shit like that, and Black Bart is attacking the house with his band of bandits and shit, and he's like, it's like in that dream, and he's like they did shit like that in it. It was like, if you like the first one, we're just gonna completely just do everything the same in this one. So it was worth watching once, but it's not like the original Christmas Story. Like every goddamn Christmas season that rolls around, like I have to watch that shit at least one time. This one, you watch it one time and it's like, all right, it was fun, like, but I'll never watch it again.
There's the 3 Christmas movies you always have to watch every year. It's like, Christmas Story, fucking
Die Hard,
National Lamb, Christmas Vacation, and Die Hard.
Yeah.
And don't forget Very Adventure Christmas.
Yeah, Bad Santa.
I didn't know that was a thing. I gotta
watch
There's Adventure Brothers Christmas. I have to remember that.
Yeah, it's a little 15-minute episode. It's pretty funny.
What else,
man? I remember that. I got 2 things I wanted to talk about. One thing's kind of a current news event thing. It's for debate, and the other one is like my insanity. I just wanted to share my insanity with everyone. So,
yay!
So Weird Al came out with a movie, right? And it's called Weird, and it was a good movie. It was funny, but in it he deep faked fucking Daniel Radcliffe's face on the Eat It video, right? So while he was like, they were doing this movie thing and editing and stuff like that, they actually went and they found the original, I think it was like 35 millimeter film of the video that they filmed back in like 83 it was, or 84, one of those 2 years. So they cleaned up the film and they re-released it on YouTube in 4K. So now you can see like, the whole video in like this really nice high definition, whereas before it was always like, VHS or really, really shitty type of quality. So I was watching it in the fucking video and I'm like, that's fucking, I'm like, I didn't know green was in the fucking
I saw
video.
This in the chat. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm spreading my insanity. Then I thought to myself, wait a second. This was like in the 80s when this fucking came out. Like Seth Green's like not that old, or, and then I looked him up and like, he was like 9 when that fucking video was filmed. So I'm like, who the fuck is this guy that looks identical as Seth Green? Same height, everything. So they have now deduced that he's a time traveler. Or a clone.
I wonder if the cast of that video is anywhere.
Maybe
it's an Easter egg. Maybe they deep faked him on there and shit, but didn't tell nobody.
I went back. I thought that was my first thought, right? And I went back to the original video that was on MTV, and that's the same dude. That same dude's in there.
Maybe they deep faked him back then, man.
Yeah, right. 83.
Remember deep faking in the 80s?
Yeah. Weird Al, like fucking They aged him up, right? Then deep faked him. Before he even fucked. Yeah. Nope. Then I was looking online. I was like, okay, who the fuck is it? So I was like, so I saw that they used some of the actual dancers from the Beat It video in the Eat It video, but they didn't really name anybody. Then there was a photographer that was on set and he was taking pictures, and fucking that dude's in those pictures. There's that one black and white picture of him. He's in that fucking picture. So you can't tell me that guy fucking looks just like him.
Yeah, he does.
Just like him. Nobody, I messaged Weird Al and Seth and they didn't get back to me. I posted on Twitter and I was ignored. It's like no one wants to fucking acknowledge the fact that is fucking Seth Green in that fucking video.
Yeah.
So am I insane?
I did see his pic. I mean, it definitely looks like him, but
it's just, it doesn't just like look like him, right? The dude is like short, like Seth Green too, and they're like friends. They're like good friends. So what the? I don't get it. Is it like?
I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. I just think that you probably already spent way too much time thinking about it.
I did.
Yeah.
It bothered me there for about a day or two because I was like, it just doesn't add up. This just does not make fucking sense. But
it's
no one
it's
cares.
like that one video of or picture of one of those amphibious craft during the D-Day landing that I found that looks like Chris Evans is like standing right in the middle of the picture, like Captain America.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Well, I get it. It's like, like the Mars photos, you see a fucking rat running there too, or whatever. It's a shadow type of thing, right? But you could watch a restored 4K video of this dude walking and making the same type of features, just like the dude, just like Seth Green. And I don't understand. Like I said, it doesn't make sense to me. The only thing I could think of is like some dude, like, he must have been like an older cousin. Maybe it's because he's already born at the time. So I don't know, man. I wish someone would answer me. I think I'll never find out the real answer to this. Or maybe I will. If I ever disappear one day, that's why I found out the truth.
Yeah.
So that's my insanity I would like to share with everyone on the podcast while you're listening. Go look it up. You'll see what I mean. But the one thing I was gonna see if you guys want to have a debate about was about the current news and the feelings and everything about AI art that's been going around lately.
Like a debate how?
Well, I wanted to see like what I've been seeing, like a lot of people posting on Facebook, and there was this all started like around beginning of September when some guy won an art contest using an AI fucking generated art, right?
Yeah.
And ever since then, everyone's been fucking pissed off, panicking, or like celebrating. And I think it was about maybe a week ago or something. CNN did a story about it and a couple other news things, and they were saying about legality of it. Like, is it actually legal to use that like art for anything? Are you? I'm gonna see what you guys think about it. Are you, as an artist, Mike? Are you for it? Like saying just another tool, or are you like very much against it because now basically anybody can kind of make like art in say 10 seconds where it would take people
and not for the reasons why you think, but
okay,
I don't like it because I think it diminishes what a real artist would actually, like a real artist, like, somebody's got real artistic talent and shit in one medium or another, whether or not that was like traditional art, paper and pencil or paint or whatever, or a digital artist that actually draws shit on a Wacom or whatever, I don't know, using it, to me, like a AI, people are going to see that and think, well, what you did is cool, but it's easy because now everybody can do it. It's like the face in the, like when Face and Hole showed up, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you can Photoshop your face on another thing and it could be funny or whatever, but here's Face in a Hole and now everybody can kind of do it, and they're all half-assed and shit like that, but like I don't know, there's something that feels dirty about it. Like I would never personally use it unless I was trying to,
because you're an artist and you can make your own.
Yeah.
But when you use it to in your art, when you use it as a co-creation tool,
I get what you're getting at, and I understand it, but there's a fine line there. Like, if you're in Photoshop and you're using layer adjustments and shit like that, and curves and hue and saturations and color levels and this, that, and the other thing, color balance and all that kind of stuff, like that's one thing and shit, but like to just
but I mean, Photoshop has AI assisted like masking.
Well, that's different though, because it's not like literally drawing it for you.
Yeah, like what is the artist even doing at that point?
Well, that's what I was trying to find out, what the line. You said there's a fine line. I was trying to figure out where that line was for you.
Yeah,
I think you could possibly, or an artist could find use for it in terms of finding inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Like I downloaded an AI art app called Wonder, And I've been messing around with it because I found a great use for it in making character portraits for my D&D games. And like some of them, like, you know, or most of them are useless to me. But like some of them, like, even though I wouldn't use them, I could definitely see an artist maybe taking some sort of inspiration from it. You know, because sometimes, like, you know, like the way the art comes out, it's like the anatomy's all fucked up, or it's just like weird proportions, or like, you know, just like things are undefined.
Right.
But
you can't
when
like
you
type
look
in
at it, you can
Optimus Prime writing fucking Grimlock and have a perfect picture come out.
right.
Shit like that doesn't happen.
But like you can you can look at the image that it gives you and use that as inspiration for you to make your own original work, I think, you know?
Right.
So, but I think it has its uses. I don't think it should be any kind of AI art should be allowed to be used in any kind of contest like what this thing was used for.
Well,
unless they did it specifically to make a point, but
yeah,
still.
I mean, I think if you want to talk about the contest part of it, I think if you're going to have a contest, you have to have stipulations on it. You should say, well, if it's going to be a contest that's to draw something, then you should be fucking, you know, drawing it, not fucking like using, say, even something like Blender to make like a model of it and then 3D, you know, spin it to the angle that you want. Or if you're going to say it's a digital art contest, you know, you should say, well, you can only use these type of programs for, you know, editing, enhancing, not creating type of thing. Because there are stuff like I said, there's a lot of add-ons to, like, you know, Photoshop and Krita and a bunch of other programs that use like things that like you like now. If you know, like, Mike, what's the drawing program that you use for your tablet? What's that one called?
Procreate.
Procreate. That's it. Procreate has a steady the hand type of thing you were showing me where you can draw.
It has, yeah, it does have, and that saved me a little bit of time. Like when I did that Spider-Man one, doing like for all the webbing and shit, man, that webbing would have taken fucking forever if I was to just keep doing little strokes until I got them all right, you know?
Right.
It definitely helped out with that for sure.
So, I mean, like things like that. I mean, like, I guess if you're talking about like lines where you're like, it's an assisted artist type of thing. And then let's say you want to use, like, say, you know, Levy's app, like what was it called? Wonder. Use Wonder to do the background. Let's say you need like a starry sky or a cloudy background, instead of like trying to hunt down like public, you know, not copyrighted images, you know, for things. When you kind of use it like that, like to help you out, like say, oh, I want to do background scene or, you know, something.
Yeah. I've actually done little shit like that, like the John Cena Mirage pic that I did, and like that background wasn't some shit that I drew, man. That was actually like a photograph, and I put it in Photoshop and I fucked with it and did all kinds of crazy shit with it, and then dropped it into Illustrator and did a trace, but did it on like a trace on like minimum colors. So where it takes a photo and it breaks it down to like 3 or 4 colors. Like I've done shit like that for backgrounds. Yeah. I've done stuff like that. Sure.
Well, wouldn't it be easier for just like to be able to like kind of direct a program like that for you, or create it for you, generate it for you instead?
I suppose it probably would be like, so yeah. Okay. So you've made the argument where it's making me say like, I'm good with it as long as it's not the subject. But there's a fine line there too, because like, you know, if I draw a picture of Spider-Man and shit, like part of the cool shit about drawing like in a scene or whatever is like when you see him flying above a bunch of like in between buildings and you got that like 3-point perspective shit going on, and like the background is almost as impressive as the figure itself, or might even be more impressive than the figure itself, just seeing all that shit. Like, so there's something to be said there. I guess it all depends, man. I don't know. I definitely not for the subject. And then even if you're talking about backgrounds and stuff like that, I got kind of like I guess there's a, you know, slippery slope of what I think is cool and what's not when it comes to that. But
I was talking to Kyle about this, and he brought up a lot of good points. Like back in the day when people were like, all they did was like painting portraits and shit. And the camera was invented. They cried out that it would ruin the art, because now you can basically, anyone can take a photograph of something, you know, whereas it was all, you know, Baroque type of period where they, they had to paint portraits. Now you could just take a picture of them. They were out of a job, type of thing. And even like electricity, everyone was against that. There no gas, went gaslight. These are electrical things are gonna fucking kill everyone. Demons in a wire type of shit. And then here we are with electricity. Same thing. Like back when the two dudes that when they made Photoshop, back when James Cameron was filming The Abyss.
Yeah.
To like do all that, he revolutionized fucking, because that's the staple for like touch up.
Well,
imaging.
And before you go on to go back to the Brother Kyle point about the photography and painting and shit. Mm-hmm. It's going back then. Maybe that's what they would have thought, but going forward, I think that those two art forms are sufficiently separated from each other as art forms. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think any fucking photographer is going to think that they're like a traditional artist because they're a photographer. Like, it's a different kind of art. You know what I mean? And there is art in photography for sure, but it's a different kind of art than like drawing or painting or whatever it is. Sure. So it's not like one, But also, I'd like to make a point here. Yeah. There's still human creativity involved in photography. Yeah. Like throughout the entire, photo taking process, getting the lighting right, the composition, your exposure, all that stuff, whether you're shooting in color or black and white, there's creative decisions throughout that entire process. Right. With AI artwork, all you do is just put in a description of words and it spits out an image for you. No creativity from you, no input other than your words. Well, that depends, I think. At all. It depends on what you're trying to do, right? Like I said, you can't just go make me a picture of this and then suddenly it's there, specifically on things. Like, you have to go back and forth. You have to make sure that you're, directing the program the right way. Just like any other program, you have to be able to use the tool the right way. You can't just go into Photoshop and go, all right. Because this first picture that I posted here, the words that you want to know what I typed in to get that first picture? The first picture. Wait, let me go back up to the first picture. In the chat. The first picture. You asked for bare titties in that third picture. Do you know what I typed in for that picture? The female barbarian. Okay. And it drew that whole fucking thing? I said female barbarian, and that's what it gave me. Cool. Yeah, see, that's horseshit as art. It's a beautiful picture, but it's horseshit as art. Second picture? Yeah. Female pirate. Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay. And that, both of those pictures, they're really good looking pictures. Sure they are. They have really good anatomy and proportion. What did you say that you got the naked bitch? That was red-haired woman covered in blood. Wow, and it gave you a nude. Mm-hmm. And these two pictures here, the red-haired woman with the titties out. Yeah, both of those I actually used in a D&D game. This is why this is one of the reasons why I use the app, is so I can get character portraits for my NPCs and shit. Yeah, that's if you program the machine to play guitar, and just played like Eddie Van Halen or whatever, is it like diminishes what Eddie Van Halen was doing as a human being with, not even to just play guitar, but to compose its own music. Right. That's the equivalent there. Sure. To get a program to compose its own music. Right. So you give it like 3 notes and then it makes a fucking melody out of it. I don't know. I don't know what goes in the music making process. So, but, but like this here, like there's no way I would have been able to draw these. I used to have a pretty good artistic talent, but and if I were to draw these myself, it would take me, some time. Like with this, like I said, I put in 2 words, had to watch a 30-second ad, and boom. Let me ask you this quick. So that top one, you said you put the word female barbarian in, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. What if you would have put female barbarian in a second time? Would it have given you the same drawing? Have you tried that, doing the same thing? No. It spits out 2 drawings. Not everyone that comes up is gold. Like a lot. Yeah.
you have to like that's the best one out of the ones I looked at.
Gotcha.
So
there's like
not everyone's gold, but
there's like a random seed.
But that's what I was.
There's a random seed to it, right? So when you generate that random seed based on settings, you can save that information, so you could always go back to it and then change it little by little to tweak.
Yeah,
I don't know about in Levy's and like just in the whole AI type of configuration thing. There's all these different trained models that you can use to give you different results. Want to be more anime, want to be more realistic, want to be more, this type of style. And then you can save that seed, and that's a number, and it'll go back, and you could create batches. It'll give you all these different variations of things. Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that you like technique that you can use for it. The other thing too is
I like on this one when I said female pirate, it gives me freaking Jack Sparrow's daughter.
Yo, ask it for a turd.
A turd. Well, yeah. I noticed that I think there's like a word filter. If you put anything like suggestive in, it doesn't give you an image. Like I put in like sexy female barbarian, it wouldn't give me an image. When I changed it to just female barbarian, it gave me an image. And it's certainly in like when if I were to put in like nude something, it doesn't do it.
Huh.
So even though it spits out naked women for me,
yeah,
I don't get it.
Well, next time you're in there, ask for a turd and just tell me what it does.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to put one in. I'm going to call it piece of shit.
How about if I just put in the word poop?
Poop. Yeah, put poop in there.
What style would you like that? Would you like the Ansel Adams style maybe?
Give me an Art Deco poop.
Art.
Okay, so yeah, it won't do poop.
No.
Mine will do poop.
Try feces.
I can do poop.
Oh,
it's doing something for turd though because I'm watching an ad now.
It's just giving me all these weird Art Deco fucking pictures now. Try that.
What did you put in, Jen?
Piece of shit, Art Deco.
Piece of shit.
Art Deco. I mean, this is just coming up with some really weird shit.
Comes back in his picture of his first car.
Yeah, it's just like some really weird things. Let me just try a piece of shit without the Art Deco on it. You piece of shit.
What'd you get, Levy?
I got a dude.
Put it in there. Is he
actually? Yeah.
Let's try.
I'll download it here.
There we go. Try this one. I don't like that. How about anime dog poop?
Finally something the AI can't do. I'm going to get into the old turd painting.
Yeah.
Just a happy little piece of corn over here.
Oh, there's one that's just rocks. Oh, I got one. Did you get one? Yeah, I got one. Took about 18 different generations, but I got one finally. Here, hold on. There we go. Copy.
Save that seed.
All right, yep. See, what is that seed? Yeah. There we go.
Is that Art Deco?
No.
Wow, it's well done.
Just real. Dog poop.
It looks real.
Put dog poop in.
I think this is just giving me artwork that's like a turd.
Just bad artwork.
Yeah.
Put in turd. Fucking Nickelback's greatest hits came up.
So Levy brings up a good point though that I didn't think about. Is like if you're a musician and you're creating music, you're basically just mixing up all your different influences that you've listened to your life, right? To kind of blend it in a mixer. I would say, create your own.
More often than not, you're I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that, like, man, when you find out what some of their favorite bands are, it's like, why do they sound like they do? Because they don't sound anything like their influences. But then there are other bands that sound like they wear the influences on their sleeves. So it's
with the band. I mean, that's because you have more than one person putting their different, techniques and styles together.
Yeah, but I've even heard bands like they were all kind of like, drawn together by their taste in music and shit, and then they just don't sound anything like what any of that shit is. But I get what you're saying. More often than not, yeah, you're wearing your influences on your sleeves, like for sure. I know when I write, I do.
The jazz guitarist is playing death metal. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But that's what AI does, right? But more like in the billions of influences instead of, dozens.
Yeah, but it's the fact that it's doing it
it's
for
not,
you.
Yeah, it's algorithms. There's no soul to it.
Well,
right.
I mean, like I said, there's that. You could say the same thing about cameras and like the traditional artists. You were the same way. There's still to this day, Lori went to a couple of different like art, what's like an art center where they have galleries and stuff. And they have like regular artists that have like their own like offices there and shit because they're like well known and they, sell art and all this other stuff. But they all like put their nose up to any type of digital art whatsoever. Like if you say anything close to the word Photoshop or, computer, it's a sniff up, a nose up and say that's not real art.
Yeah.
Which I disagree. I think there's a lot of wonderful artists out there that do all types of digital shit that haven't picked up a brush or a pencil. And I'd still call that art. And it's,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, when they
it's just
have
a different
the same
medium.
When you have the same thing with like a camera, like, like I said, Ansel Adams, there's, not like Levy saying a lot of stuff going into to take that picture, the lighting, the composition. But then there's like even post-development work that they used to do back then, pre Photoshop, any type of like masking or like, enhancements or, composition or all that stuff to make a really nice photo. And those people are fucking artists, whether you fucking, want to say it or not. Just because they use camera and film doesn't make them less of an artist than say someone who uses a brush and a fucking, canvas.
Well, if you're talking about them kind of photographers, like today's photographers, like just because you snap a picture don't mean that you're an artist, like. Right. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Those guys back then, man, they had a lot more fucking primitive shit to deal with. So if you were going to get a really awesome photo back then, you had to work a lot harder at it, than you do now.
You give Photoshop to one of those people, and they'll be like, "Holy shit, this like shaves off so many hours off my time of like post processing or doing all this stuff, enhancements and stuff." It's
all slippery slope. Like, and I get what you're saying, and you're definitely proving your point. Like, so where is the line? It's blurry. I
think that in my opinion is that I think artists should embrace this instead of looking at it as a negative thing. I think they should learn to utilize it for the things they may want. And I don't think that anybody is gonna replace a real artist. Like, I think it's a co-creation. I think an artist is gonna be able to build a machine. I would like this. Machine's gonna be like, here you go, and you're like, that's not what I want. And you have to go back and forth until you get what's in your head, what you want to, and if it's just for a background or maybe say a component in the art piece that you're making, I don't see why AI could not be like a really powerful tool that you could use for that.
Yeah.
But then the other point of that argument was, do you think that you should be able to copyright artistic style? Like Levy could punch in something like a girl in the style of fucking whoever, like Akira, right? Whoever that, I forget what that Japanese artist is. And it'll come out like that. Do you think that's a legal issue where you should be able to copyright an artist's like style? That would be like a guitar player, like say Eddie Van Halen copywriting his Brown sound, and no one else could be able to sound like that or close to it without him be able to sue them.
I don't know how you'd be able to enforce that.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd be able to enforce that either.
Right. A style is, like the actual music itself is one thing because there's defined notes, that you can use to say, hey, this is what he copied from me. A style, it's too vague. You can't copyright a style for that reason. There's nothing definitive there that
made me think of third party. What like when they were making that.
Well, look at the fucking all the image artists and shit like that came out, man. Look at how many like clones of those guys came out after.
Oh yeah.
You know, guys that look like Jim Lee's artwork, but you could tell it wasn't because Jim Lee's was really good. And not that theirs wasn't good, but you know what I mean? Dude's trying to ape fucking Rob Liefeld style for whatever fucking reason. And, you know, like a style's just a style's a style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Yeah, I agree with Levy. Like, you can't really, I don't think you can copyright that.
Well, that's what they're saying now. They're trying to push some type of legal issue with an AI program being able to generate a style, copyright a style.
I doubt they'll be successful.
It should just have a label on it. You know, like, I'm fine with buying a KO as long as I know it's a fucking KO. You know what I mean? I'm cool with this piece of artwork. I just want to know if this is some bullshit AI fucking shit where you sat there and typed shit in order to get this, or if you were sitting down with though? Yeah, it does matter. It completely matters.
But if but you're an artist, right? Let's say a general public, someone they see a piece of art, like say Levy just generated, or maybe my piece of shit here they really love, right? They want to buy it. Right.
Well, yeah.
There's a lover of shit out there, right?
To the consumer, I get it. Well, it's like, you know, and like Nest does those fucking wood burnings and shit, right? You can put a piece of wood in a fucking like and get it laser etched, and it'd be just fucking completely goddamn flawless or whatever, and you could spit out, you know, 100 of them. And to somebody that just wants something cool and wants to hang it on the fucking wall that means nothing and shit, or put it somewhere, it's like, and they don't want to pay like more than $15 for it. It's like, that's fine. But then there's other people out there that will pay $100 or $150 or $200 knowing that this thing was hand done. And it's like the hand done one is never as crisp and as clean as the fucking one that was done with the laser or the engraver machine and shit like that. But people like sometimes people put weight on the fact that this was a human that did this shit.
Well, I'll argue the opposite for you then. Labeling it as AI art, label it as handmade instead. That way there's more value to it.
I think you're going to see a lot of that because of that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
before you never had to do that. Yeah. Right. This is like my pencil and paper in my hands. Yeah.
Because then you're at the point where like I photoshopped this, or I drew this on a tablet instead of I drew this with a pen. Yeah, you're getting really granular then at that point. But you know what, Levy? Just one thing that after you showed that picture a couple of weeks ago, and you said, "Oh, I did this with AI," I was like, "Wow, you know, you can make battle maps with the same program."
Yeah,
I mean, that would help a lot. That's to me is like one of the things that I was really interested in. I'm like, oh, I could use AI to build like a map instead of fucking doing it by hand and like, you know, get something kind of close to what I want. And it works really well. You should try it out. Like do a battle map, like jungle, or battle map, like fucking city. It comes out some, you know, shitty stuff, but some really good stuff too. But like, yeah, like I said, I think it should be embraced. It's not going to go away. But that was my debate subject that I wanted to bring up for the show. Ready for weird news, Levy?
Yeah. All right. We all ready?
Use.
Okay.
Yep. As I choke over here. Yep.
Weird news. So my first story comes from BBC News. KFC apologizes after German Kristallnacht promotion. So when you think KFC, I mean, what do you think of?
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt? Mike, what do you think of?
Robots.
Robots? Yeah. Well, apparently Kentucky Fried Chicken thinks Holocaust.
It's fine.
Okay. On the anniversary of Kristallnacht, KFC decided that would be a good day to commemorate Kristallnacht with the promotion of some sort of new cheesy chicken dish. So the fast food chain sent an app alert on Wednesday last week, or whenever this happened, saying it's Memorial Day for Kristallnacht. Treat yourself with more tender cheese on your crispy chicken. Now at KF Cheese.
What is that? Is it the Night of 1,000 Glass or whatever?
Yeah, Kristallnacht was a Nazi-led series of attacks in the country in 1938 that left more than 90 Jewish people dead and destroyed Jewish-owned businesses and places of worship.
Yeah. Yeah, let's celebrate that with some chicken.
Yeah, cheesy chicken.
Cheesy chicken.
Yeah,
How about the cheese?
So, Germany takes the 9th of November, the November 9th anniversary of Kristallnacht seriously, with numerous memorial events and discussions scheduled to reflect the Nazis' murder of more than 6 million Jewish people. And it translates as Kristallnacht translates as Night of Broken Glass and is known in Germany as I'm not even going to pronounce that. Maybe I'll try Reichspogromnacht, the term used in KFC's tweet. KFC issued an hour after they posted the app alert. They posted another message with an apology saying, "We are very sorry. We will check our internal processes immediately so that this does not happen again. Please excuse this error."
See, now you can blame this on the AI, right?
Yeah,
fucking
right.
AI.
AI did it.
Daniel Sugarman, director of public affairs at the Board of Deputies of British Jews, described the original KFC message as, and in quotes, absolutely hideous.
Yeah.
Dahlia Grinfield, the associate director of European affairs at the Jewish NGO Anti-Defamation League, tweeted, "How wrong can you get on Kristallnacht? KFC Germany, shame on you." So, not KFC's best moment. In fact, it might even be worse when they introduced their KFC bowls.
Yeah, they were saving that for the Trail of Tears memorial, right?
You know Pat Oswalt's gonna have a field day with this, right?
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
Or was the other one the fucking Bataan March? Or that too, right?
The Bataan Death March.
Death March, yeah. We'll fucking throw that on that holiday too.
Yeah, right.
Christ.
So yeah, shame on you, KFC. Shame on you. This next story comes from Vice.com. Armed robber busted mid-dump after fleeing crime scene. And here's a picture.
Must be a spider.
Spider.
This is a picture that the police took of the man as they busted him.
Wait.
On the toilet, mid-shit.
He's wearing a Bulls hat.
So this happened in Mexico. An armed robber was apparently Mexico City, I believe. An armed robber was busted while sitting on the toilet after deciding mid-escape to take a pit stop at a local shopping center to take a dump. The man allegedly held up a bus in Mexico and stole 8 cell phones using a fake gun before he was arrested, according to a statement released by authorities. Police said that they received an electronic report of the assault shortly after it took place and were able to track the alleged perpetrator using surveillance cameras in the area. One image released by the police showed the man walking down the street holding his pants and maybe appearing to clench his buttocks. And I will show you that picture as well. And you can tell it's the same guy because if you look in the first picture I showed you, on the right side of the picture, you can see a pink bag. There you go. Same shirt, same hat, same pink bag. So,
yep. Yeah, man. Well,
Yeah, authorities were able to follow the man's movements to the Las Americas shopping center in Metepec, Mexico State. Sorry, I guess the publication was from Mexico City, but I guess this happened in Metepec, Mexico State. They found him sitting on the toilet with his pants down and a perplexed look on his face, as you can clearly see from the photo. They identified him only by his first name and age, Sauro, age 41, and said that they had 3 active arrest warrants out for him and related to other firearms and robbery. So
that's a good job by that guy.
Yeah.
But apparently, and this is the funniest part about this, this isn't the first time somebody's been caught with their pants down like this. It's actually become a kind of saying in Mexico, where they say, "Don't get caught like like El Tigre of Santa Julia." Don't get caught like the tiger of Santa Julia. Apparently, a man by the name of Jose de Jesus Negrete Medina was known for his robberies around the Santa Julia neighborhood of Mexico City and his subsequent escape from prison in 1905, where he allegedly murdered 2 guards, thus earning the nickname the Tiger of Santa Julia. As legend has it, police eventually found him in a house where he was eating with his lover in 1906. He once again escaped, but was quickly overcome with terrible diarrhea, and the police caught him shitting outdoors nearby. The story birthed a popular phrase in Mexico, "Don't get caught like the Tiger of Santa Julia." It's used often when referring to someone walking in on you in the bathroom or catching you in some sort of awkward situation.
I thought there would have been like, no me gustas pantalones.
So don't get caught like the tiger of Santa Julia.
Yeah. I'll try not to. It would have been great if he would have walked in on him and he was doing the gargoyle.
The spell is broken. I live again. One second. Let me find this here. I swear I didn't eat any brownies on the break. In more body parts found by dogs news, the Hinds County coroner has identified a man whose body parts were found in areas of Jackson, Mississippi, as 54-year-old Scott Allen Tyler. Someone called police Saturday to report that a dog had found what appeared to be an arm, according to authorities.
Nice.
Yep. Coroner said the victim's arm was recovered in Middle Street. The rest of the body was found Sunday and Monday. Wait a second. The rest of the body. So they found part of the body over 2 days. That's interesting. So this comes from
they found some old
WAPT.com.
parts along with some new parts.
So just this is because the last episode I told that story of that dog that was found with holding someone's skull in its head.
Yeah, that was a good shit.
Yeah, man.
So apparently it's a somewhat common thing for dogs to find human body parts and drag them around. I don't know. So that's it for my weird news.
Cool.
So toy news.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Got a couple links here. First one is the Dreamstar Superion. So this picture was going around. So it's just like they use the same leg for both legs and the same arm for both arms, and then they got the silver bullet in there. But just so you can get an idea of what their Superion is going to look like. The only thing I have to say about this that I'm not sure about is like that Silverbolt part of it, the torso and everything is all like just completely silver, and I'm not sure if that's the actual final color scheme.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we not know for sure if that's a unpainted?
Well,
prototype?
yeah. Back when they first announced this whole set, they showed a combined mode and it was in silver. So
it was all
and everyone said the same exact thing back then. Like, are they going to color it? Put some color on it? And it seems like the answer would be no. Like they're going to keep it.
This doesn't look like a prototype gray. It just looks like a finished.
It's
shiny.
Gray. Yeah, it's shiny.
And then the eyes,
semi-shiny, semi-gloss.
Superior's eyes are red as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it looked like a year ago. I think it was when they talked about this. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. It's going to be all metal, all alloy. Mm-hmm. And then it looks really boring.
Drab.
Yeah.
It's like
something to be said for color.
Iron Man Mark II.
Somebody pointed something out to me,
red on it,
and now I just can't on this thing, and now I just can't unsee it. But they said it looked like he got a pair of pussy lips on him.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Yeah,
those are some low-hanging beef curtains.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, overall, like it's kind of cool looking.
I can't look at anything else now.
I was gonna get it, but then I was like, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah. There's very little color to it.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on there. And then the other piece of toy news I got, and then I got one non-Transformer piece of toy news, but this next one is King Toys Dinobots.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this.
Or Dino Rider Zoids.
Yeah. It's wild, man. They got all of them done, prototypes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's a couple of group shots going around too.
Yeah.
In the last couple of days.
Well, back when they had the show, I think it was in Korea or China. It was about 6 months ago. They showed the art concepts for the beast mode, for the no mode. when they were showing off the combined mode for their Predacons or Kang Toys, whatever. And I was interested in it then. And now there's, they have, like I was saying before in the chat, we were talking about it the other day. I'm glad that they kind of show it all up front, so that way everyone knows what they're getting into ahead of time, and like no money is wasted, no one's feeling, nothing disparate. It's just all like, oh, this is it. Now, if they only showed a combined mode, that'd be even better. Back like they used to back in the day, right? They would show, here's your set, here's the combined mode, here's the robot mode. Buy it if you like it.
Yeah, I don't care about a combined mode. I would never combine them.
I guess it depends what it looks like.
No, I still wouldn't.
Did anybody bother to like zoom in on some of this shit? There's a little tiny guy like underneath what I think is the Stegosaurus, like the one right in the foreground. Not the one in the foreground, but the one at the bottom of the picture to the left.
Yeah,
to the left of him is like another. I don't know if it's one of those things like they did with the Predacons' feet are actually like another little. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I like what they did with that though, because like no part is wasted.
Right. Yeah.
Like with a lot of times with the parts forming stuff. I mean, sometimes they try to shoehorn like alt modes and stuff for them. But quite often, like especially like with the Zeta Toys combiners, like the torso sections, like they just when you're not using the combined mode, they just get tossed to the side.
Right.
And the fists and the feet, they're not usually used for anything.
Right.
But they actually, Kang Toys decided to utilize that unused creative space and actually made them into transforming robots. Which I think is really cool.
It's the same thing with the weapons too. They all combine together to make a big giant weapon.
Well, a lot of combiners did that though.
Do they?
Making bigger guns out of smaller guns.
Yeah, a lot of them. I remember Pharaoh Rex, all their little swords and shit went together to make that big ass giant sword. And
the various Stunticon sets I have do it. But no one's ever made the feet into combining robots or into transforming robots, and then made the hands into that combined into a little crab robot. I thought that was really innovative. Good use of unused creative space, Yeah.
Right.
So I imagine they'll probably do the same thing with these guys too. So, but no, yeah, I'm definitely in on these. I love transforming dinosaur robots. Absolutely, yeah, I love these. I love the looks of these things, especially if they stay close to the concept art here, especially for the Grimlock analog.
Oh yeah.
I love that because he looks like the Berserk Fury from Zoids in this picture, in this drawing here.
Are you?
Do you have any of those group shots that have been going around, Mike?
I didn't post any of them now. I'd have to actually look them up.
If you find one, Levy, I didn't see those yet.
It's on. I think Dame Chalk posted that shit.
Oh, okay.
At some point over the last couple of days. I'll go find it.
Let me see if I can find anything.
Are you still in, Levy, if the price goes up?
Yeah, probably.
What if it's like $200 a pop?
Well, that's how much the Fans Toys Dinobots were.
Right.
So, I'm okay with that.
I'm like scrolling the wall, but I'm not seeing anything. But I know for a fact I saw it on his wall over the last couple of days.
So what is, you guys are dinosaur experts. What's the sixth dinosaur there? What is that?
Spinosaurus?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that has like the wings on both of his arms and shit, like the blade looking things on his arm.
Blades. Yeah.
Spinosaurus. Yeah. Here is, I found one in, God damn it. For fuck's sake. Here it is.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I was looking at.
Oh, cool.
But there was there was one in robot mode somewhere that I saw too. Oops.
What if this was taken from their video today that was posted?
Well, maybe, but these were posted like a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah, they usually post and then they put a slideshow thing together on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Like the other group photo that I saw was kind of framed the same way as that one. Like had that same like kind of graphic art and shit around it.
Where is that video? I thought it just came out today. It was early in the morning.
Actually, I found the video, I think.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Kang Toy starts with a C. At 8K.
Is this the video?
Let's see.
Yeah, and they did take these shots from that video because the last shot is them is the group shot of them in the robot mode.
Interesting. Their Spinosaurus looks a lot different than the concept art they had.
Yeah, I did see some differences. Like the sludge analog doesn't have the big arm, like snake arms, or head and tail arms that the concept art did.
Right, which is good because that was kind of.
I know. I kind of like that. I thought that was cool. It reminded me of the Shenlong Gundam from Endless Waltz, Gundam Wing Endless Waltz.
Yeah, that's cool though. I like it.
Yeah,
what do you think of the alt modes, Mike?
Yeah, I think they're cool. Wait, let me go back and look at them again. From when I saw, they were there's the robot part or the robot. Yeah, like I think these are. I think they're cool. I ain't getting any of them, but I think they're cool.
I like how you can take the pterodactyl one or pteranodon one and make it that it walks on the ground, where you can fold its wings up just like a real pteranodon. Yeah. I think that's
Black's
cool.
Looking pretty fucking badass too with those fucking horns and everything.
Mm-hmm. I know. I think he's looking a little anemic in the back though.
Yeah, that headdress though is pretty awesome.
Like his back doesn't fill out very well. It looks like, I don't know. And his front legs look a little wonky. I don't know. But that T-Rex looks awesome. It doesn't have like all those attachments on it though, like it showed in the concept art. So I hope it does have that stuff.
I do like the T-Rex head as like a shoulder, like a pauldron. Mm-hmm. That shit is kind of cool. You
know what that reminds me of? Or having that T-Rex head like that. Remember the Cross Dimension?
Yeah.
Concept art with the how the Seekers had like the Dinobot armor because they killed them all and shit. I think Starscream's wearing like Grimlock's head as like a shoulder pauldron or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, these are cool. I'm definitely in on these. I love Dinobots and I love any kind of permutations of Dinobots. Like I got those Planet X Dinobots and like those things are fucking great. I love them. And I got the Fans Toys Dinobots, and so yeah, I'm definitely in for these.
You didn't get the Giga?
No, I didn't feel the need to get the Gigasaurs because I mean, I didn't feel that they were different enough from the Fans Toys Dinobots to warrant another place as a masterpiece Dinobot set on my shelf.
What? Yeah,
I mean they're more toy aesthetic, I think, but I don't know. I didn't feel the need to get those, but these are different enough. And there's like 6 members, and they look radically different. So I definitely can buy these without feeling like I'm double dipping.
Mm-hmm.
So,
are you in, Mike? Are you out?
No, I'm not. I wasn't in from the first. They just I don't have any need for them. I mean, they're cool, but not for me.
I'm still up in the air about it.
Yeah,
I'll have to see it colored, I think.
Mm-hmm. One last piece of toy news. So fucking Ramen Toys was just like, all right, well, the HasLab Ghost Rider didn't fund, so we're just gonna make it.
Right. Wait, what happened?
Ramen Toy. They're doing the Ghost Rider car.
Oh, okay.
Like just it's ballsy as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah. But if they're gonna do it and just sell it at a reasonable price.
Yeah. And it probably like won't have any figures with it, but it's like you put your own fucking Ghost Rider in there if you want, or anybody for that matter.
Yeah,
thought that was interesting.
Did they give you an idea of any type of price yet or anything?
That post right there is all I know. I highly doubt it's going to be $300 or some bucks, but well, I guess we'll find out. I don't know. You never know.
Because I think Ramen Toys did. I can't remember the name of it now. The not SUV, the ATV from Aliens, whatever that's called. Ramen did that. I think it was Ramen, or was some. I thought it was, but they wanted I think it was
the APC. You're talking about
APC. Right? Thank you, APC.
Yeah,
I think it was around there, like $300-400 for that, maybe more. And I think that wasn't even 1/12 scale. That was 1/18th, maybe. So I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't put it past them if they would be like $350, $400 for that.
Hold on a second, though. Do you really think anyone's going to pay for that? Because I mean, if Hasbro couldn't get people to pay that much for a car and a figure, do you think anyone's going to pay that much for just the car?
And like 3 bonus figures too.
Yeah, right. So, maybe they want to sell at that price. I have a feeling that they're going to, learn from Hasbro's mistake and price it cheaper.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be cheaper. There's no way they're going to chart there's no way.
$349.
You think so? Do you think
Jedstradamus has spoken?
Honestly, I mean, that logic is very sound. Like, why would you charge more? But I don't know. Here, I'm trying to find out the thing here real quick. Maybe it wasn't Ramen. It was, I'm sorry, it was Hiya Toys that did it.
Okay.
Hiya Toys, Hiya, Hiya, Hiya Toys.
Yeah.
They did one, that Aliens APC, and that was $300. They charged for it.
Yeah, they do like 3 3/4 scale figures, I think, right?
1/18 scale. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
But I mean, you're talking 1.5 feet, right?
Yeah, it's for a 6-inch figure, so it's gonna be a big boy.
Let me see. And Hasbro was asking how much? $350, right?
$350.
I'm gonna say $275 is what they're gonna ask. Let's see if I'm predicting it. I think it's gonna be close to 300, but not over.
Jedstradamus has spoken.
Jot it down. And those Dinobots are totally gonna be $200.
Oh, like I said, I'm fine with that. I mean, because if they're gonna be the same size as the Kang Toys Predacons, I mean, I paid $200 for the Fans Toys. Yeah, I paid $500 or $200 a piece for the Fans Toys Dinobots.
Right.
I mean, I think there was like a minor discount on some of the later ones, so like maybe like $20 less or something like that.
Yes, $1,200.
But like the regular retail price of those things was $200 a pop. So
yeah, this is a $1,200 combiner team. Well,
yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, cool.
As long as I don't have to spend it all at one time. I mean, if I can just break it up over like the course of like a year or two,
right?
I'm fine with it.
No, you must buy them all. That's the only way they're selling it
at once. And you must pay it all. You must pay for them before you even start production.
Yeah, shipping.
They're made to order.
Shipping is $200. Just another
figure. The cost of another figure.
Yep.
So, all right,
cool.
That's all I got.
That's all you got, Mike?
Yep.
I have one thing. Astrobots put up for pre-order their next figure. I put the link in the chat there. It's for the Astrobots Vulcan, which looks to be like an industrial type robot, but he's got like normal sized arms, but then like he's got like a backpack that has these big giant like arms with Omega Supreme style claw 3-pointed claws, and you can put drills on him, and
he's like the Igor,
he's like construction vehicle yellow,
like that Iron Man Igor. Remember that?
Yeah.
This thing's heavy load lifter.
That reminds me of it's one of the DJD.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember his name.
Shit.
This actually reminds me of if the power loader from Aliens was a robot.
I thought that as well. Yep.
This thing's pretty sweet. I pre-ordered this thing right away. So
that's cool.
And Astrobots, I guess, is reissued or is reissuing Apollo, the one of their first Astrobots. His BBTS had it up for pre-order. I don't know if it's still there or if anyone else also has it up for pre-order, but yeah,
cool. I just remembered something. I had toy news too.
So yeah, I'm definitely in on this. This thing looks pretty badass.
Yeah, it is. Did you get the other ones that came out?
Yeah, the little spider bots. I got those.
Mhm.
I pre-ordered the fembots.
Cool.
So yeah.
Nice. Figma dropped a pre-order for Chainsaw Man.
I saw that.
I don't know how, Mike. I don't know how into like anime action figures you are.
Not enough to get a figure of something that just came out that I have no attachment to yet. Yeah,
you haven't watched yet. Yeah, they were real quick on releasing that, and Figma stuff usually goes fast and usually holds its value. Sometimes some even more. I mean, if you look at the Metroid or the Berserk or the other popular IPs, but yeah, that was it was cool because the concept of the character is that chainsaws come out of his arms and his head and shit like that, and they give you like another head with a chainsaw on it. They give you additional arms for the figure that has like the chainsaws in it and stuff too, which is kind of cool. But I saw that up on Ami. That's all I had.
Q&A.
That is it for me.
Look at us going into Q&A at 11. Damn.
Moving right along.
Who's reading the questions off? Levy, are you reading them off?
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. All right. So our first question comes from a good friend of the Blackout and Shout podcast, Mr. Josh Lawrence, occasional fill-in co-host. And he says, who has the best dance moves out of you three? So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and assume that you guys agree with me and say that I do, clearly.
Anybody that has seen the Office Space video would already know the answer to that question.
Yes, I agree with Lev.
So
Now, a better question would be, who has better dance moves, me or Mike?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
we gotta have a dance off one night.
That's a lot of old. That's a lot of old white man there.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I definitely have to have a drink or two in me, man. I can't cut a rug without any alcohol in my system.
Yeah. I think I'll just.
The funny part about watching white people dance is like none of us know what to do with our hands. Like if I was armless, I would tell you right away that I would have no issues with it. But I remember when we would go to the clubs when we were younger, Levy. It was like I always had to have a beer while I was there because at least I had something to do. I could hang on to the beer, and I would just like switch hands with it, like when He-Man would pass his sword back and forth and shit when he would run into the fray.
Was that pre?
You just got to move to the music, man.
Was that pre or post MC Hammer parachute pants?
No, I never. The silliest pants I ever had were them Zuba pants, but I never went out in them motherfuckers. Could you imagine showing up at the club in them pants?
Yeah, I could. Yeah. Your hypercolor shirt on,
going up to the fucking DJ and requesting the fight song, so I can get out there and show the people how I do it.
So, Josh Lawrence, to answer your question.
Levy,
who has the best dance moves out of all of us? The answer is yours truly.
Yep.
Unequivocally.
Well, I mean, it's like even if you didn't see that, you just put us in a lineup. It's like, well, basically, it probably can go by skin tone.
Wow. Wow.
Super pale ass Jed on one end of the spectrum. I'm like medium tone, and then you got like Levy who's sort of black, and it's like
Jesus. I'm like the rerun to your Roger.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I feel racially oppressed. Thanks. What do you got against albinos, Mike?
You're fucking solar. I got nothing against them when they're female. Well, it is so funny though. It's like you see a super pale female and it's like, ooh, look at that, and then you see a super pale dude and it's like how many bodies has this motherfucker got in his basement? Like the assumptions are way different, from male to female.
Well, if he's John Wayne Gacy, the answer is 37.
Right.
if he's Jeffrey Dahmer.
37.
3. 37. You mean I'm 37?
Jed is gonna, if he spends any more time indoors, is gonna be like them creatures that were in The Descent or whatever, like where they no longer had to use for their eyes and shit because it was like their fucking the skin just grew over their eyes and shit. They were like
a fucking Morlock just down there in the fucking under the sewers and shit.
Typing fucking code in the sewer and shit.
You're just jealous.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hey.
So our next question comes
by the
from
way,
Alan Grant.
Before you read this, I pre-read this question or whatever, and I don't know, like, I gotta ask him on the DL whether or not he smokes weed, because this entire fucking comment that he left has weed written all over it.
I'd say like 95% of our listeners smoke weed, probably. They probably listen to Levy in the beginning. I'm not going to take any more advice. And they're like, aw.
Well, unsubscribe. Click.
Yep.
It's like he has 3 sentences written here, and I'm confused by 4 of them. Go ahead, Levy.
Well, that's because you smoked some weed before you came on.
No, I feel like I should have been on the level of this question. Like, this shit should have made perfect. Like, if I'd have read this question 5 hours ago and then read it just now, it would have made sense now, you know? But anyways, go ahead. Read away.
He says, "Hey, boys, I was having a conversation with my 8-year-old, and he told me his favorite Ninja Turtle was Donatello. So tell me, what's something or someone that you think is awesome but isn't, and everyone else thinks is trash?"
So,
okay. I get that question.
With the correlation, is he saying that Donatello is trash, though? That's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't know, because a lot of people I know love Donatello. Like, he's their favorite. Like, a lot of people I know think that Donatello's their favorite. So, wait, what were you saying, Jen?
I said, no, I totally get the question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the concept of it.
Well, there's actually another more stuff after that, but this is his question here.
Okay.
The next is just more of an observation that he has or something. So I'll read that then after we answer the question, because it doesn't have anything to do with this.
I'll tell you right out of the gate what I like. Well, something I think is awesome. I shouldn't. Well, see, he says like everyone else thinks it's trash, but it's like a polarizing thing. But like, I like hair metal, and a lot of fucking people think hair metal is trash. Which fuck them people, but you know.
Still trying to think.
Vampire Diaries.
Oh yeah, that's
an
easy one. Wow, that's a easy one.
I love that show.
I mean, all the 40-something housewives don't think it's trash.
Spinister.
There you go.
The fucking Pretenders line.
Helen Mirren.
Ooh, I got one.
Yeah.
You ready? Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yeah, right.
Oh, did you like how in our that D&D game I used the magic words from that?
I think secretly you like that movie.
No, I put those in there specifically for you, Jed.
It's like Nickelback. Like secretly you love Nickelback, but you're afraid to admit it publicly.
Just no, I mean I don't mind Nickelback. I don't think they're as shit as Mike makes him out to be.
That's because you got buttholes for ears. Tell your little AI. Tell your little AI program to make that one up, Levy.
You gave him his Comemuppets.
Buttholes for ears.
Damn, I wish you would have been high for that. I wish you would have had a brownie.
Oh my god.
Clean his ears with toilet paper.
So, all right. So then he also says,
this is equally confusing. Go ahead.
I'm watching Andor, and I thought Andor was a planet. And after watching the first 2 episodes following this dude around, I'm confused, or I'm left confused like a 90s teenage boy looking at a sweaty chick wearing a hypercolor t-shirt.
I understand that too.
I have not watched Andor yet, so.
What's confusing about a sweaty chick wearing a hypercolor t-shirt?
I don't know.
Meaning you're pre-pubescent? Like you're don't know what to do with it. You're like, how am I supposed to feel?
You're having funny feelings in your pantalones.
Yeah, you're like, how am I supposed to feel about this?
Wait, but why a sweaty chick in a hypercolor t-shirt?
Well, because it shows her boobs.
Yeah, also because the color is going to change in the hotter areas where her boobs
remember hypercolor, right?
Okay.
Do you remember hypercolor?
I think so.
I had a hypercolor t-shirt.
I did too. Sean actually had hypercolor pants.
So when he farted, did his ass change color?
No, it was just like his crotch was always fucking red and the rest of it was purple.
Jed, I'm glad you brought him up, man. I forgot to mention this to you on the last show, but when Doors was over, he came to the gig at the Gym Mill, the Halloween show. So we had this little actually have a little backstage area. So I went up, and after we got set up, we went down to the backstage area to blaze one up and shit. So I went up and I got him. So he came downstairs with us and shit, and we're hanging out down there a little bit. I come back up and Sean's there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably maybe 15, 20 minutes or so before the show started. And then I went back downstairs and I said to Doors, I was like, hey, Sean showed up, and he's like, oh, cool. Cause Vanessa was there and shit like that, but he had met Sean earlier. So it just was cool that somebody else was hanging out that he knew. So we come back up to start the show and Sean's gone.
he was at the bar.
Yeah.
And he was getting fucking hit on dudes. So he left. Yeah. These guys
I'm so glad I got an answer to that story because I was so confused, man.
Yeah, they were talking his ear off and fucking he's fucking they wouldn't leave him alone, so he fucking left.
Yeah, so he left. That's hysterical. All right, well, that explains that one. I thought he got the call. He's like, the old lady's out or whatever. And then he went out, and then the old lady hit him up and was like, hey, I'm not out anymore. So where you at? And I thought he had to leave because of that. But that's a much better story. I like that a couple of dudes were hitting on him.
I said, I thought maybe one of them was Garmin or something like that. I said, one of them had a long ponytail or anything. Because he was one wasn't wearing an Eagles hat.
One was or wasn't? What do you say? One was wearing an Eagles hat?
Yeah.
I don't know why I asked you that. This is a dumb question. Yeah. What was he wearing? Well, he wasn't wearing an Eagles hat. All right, good. So
narrows it down. Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Anyways, next. One more question, huh?
Also, Alan Grant says, F you, JB.
Attaboy.
I can understand, if you guys haven't watched Andor, it's it's Star Wars, but it's heavy sci-fi. And it's plot building, and there's a lot of shit going on right in the beginning. But it was good. I like it. Some people are slow.
Is it still ongoing or?
Yeah, there's one more episode. I think they're on 12. I think it is.
Oh wow, that many episodes. Usually they don't show that many episodes. It's usually 6, 7, or 8 episodes or some shit.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell that the people that are making this, the story, the sets, the everything, they really give a shit, and it's it's really well done. And it's like I said, a lot of people are into I think they're used to the Mandalorian or whatever being more cowboy, actiony spaghetti western, and this is more they're fucking on Coruscant and they're planning a fucking rebellion, and they're there's a bunch of different side stories and stuff, but it's good. I like it. So far it's good.
Cool. All right, so last question comes from Nicotronus, and he says, did you know that if you can smell another person's fart, that it's already in your mouth?
Yeah, I was well aware of that. Yeah.
Because really, smell is just your sense of taste at the distance.
Right.
Well, when you made me think of you guys talking about that show where you smelled that fucking shit or smoke bomb, whatever it was.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. How bad does a fart got to be where it's just like it's part of legend now? You know,
Right? It's memorable.
Like
It
was an
spoken about
event
many times.
Yeah, you know.
It's actually like scarred you emotionally for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's things that I did that I liked that I don't remember as much as that fart.
You're standing there.
Yeah, whoever left that, he's a man of legend. And you know, it was a dude.
You know, it could have been.
No, that was a dude. That was a dude fart.
Why you say that for?
Because it was. You just know it was, man.
You just don't want to. You just don't want to. You don't want to imagine that coming out of a female ass.
No, it's just, that was a dude fart. That was like a masculine fart. That fart had a pair of balls and a dick.
Yeah.
Wow.
It had. You're being just about to tell you you're being sexist.
I was going to say it had backup. Wow. No shit. I am glad that I did not experience that.
You know, it was horrendous at the time. It was one of those things where, like, did anything ever happen to you where you're like, ah, man, it made you mad at first, but you know, like tomorrow or a week from now is going to be funny. Like the experience of walking through that fart was absolutely, it was horrifying. But now that it's been done, I'm glad I was there because, you know, get to reminisce about it every once in a while.
Having to carry a amputated arm in a biohazard bag from an operating room down to the trash was probably like about that same situation.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I used to work in housekeeping in the Pomeroy Hospital way back when I was like 17, night shift, or maybe it's 18. They had to dissect someone's arm. And then what do you think that goes, man? You don't fucking think that the doctors are going to carry that shit down. They throw that shit in a biohazard bag, like with all the other crap. Mm-hmm. You got to take that. You got to grab that, take that downstairs, weigh it, put it in a box so they could be shipped out to be fucking burned. So yeah, that was kind of fucking horrifying. But I can look back and laugh at it now.
I'm sure the owner of the arm can too. Maybe. Hey, remember that time I lost my arm and that 17-year-old kid had to carry it all the way down to the basement? That was a funny time.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking traumatic. On that note, you know what else was traumatic that I forgot to mention during the trailer? Yeah, Nicolas Cage has a Western coming out.
Oh, really?
It was so bad that I didn't include it in the fucking trailers.
Oh,
it's as bad as you think it was. It was like a combination of Josie Wales and fucking what's that Western movie? I think it was John Wayne originally, where the little girl, and then I think
True Grit.
True Grit. It was a combination of Josie Wales and True Grit. Mm-hmm. And it was just Nicolas Cage. And it wasn't crazy Nicolas Cage either. It was like Nicolas Cage trying to act like a cowboy.
Nicolas Cage, crazy Nicolas Cage is the only Nicolas Cage that you need.
Yeah. And they were like marketing as Nicolas Cage's first Western. It's like, oh man. Nicolas Cage's first anime.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Is that all the questions?
That is all the questions.
It is.
Cool. We can skip out of here early.
Look at us, 11:30.
Yay.
Anybody got anything else they want to add before they bounce out?
Nah, I'm good.
I don't think so. Just another fuck you, Tom Bailey.
Yay.
All right.
Never have enough of those.
Enough's enough. We're out.